Eagles. Eagles.
Welcome in, everybody, to a Wednesday edition of Birds 365, prepping for the Eagles playoff game coming up on Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Eastern. Eagles versus Packers. Welcome in, everybody, to a Wednesday edition. Johnny Mac, how you doing on this Wednesday morning, brother?
Doing well. Finally playoffs are here, and well, today's a big day because Philadelphia either becomes panic stricken or everything is 100% okay.
Well, John, you've been telling the people here that there's nothing to worry about, okay? And I think that's great that all of our people are not worried because they listen to Birds 365. But if Jalen Hurts has another setback today or he's not cleared from the protocol, do we have the Johnny Mac stamp of we can worry now?
Oh yeah, you can feel free to, again, plan out what bridge and all that kind of stuff. Except for the Tanner McKee people. The Tanner McKee people are completely confident. They think Tanner McKee will step in and, destroy the Green Bay Packers. But for the more sensible, I would say, yeah, push the panic button.
Yeah, we'll see. What is the agenda today for the Birds? Obviously, you mentioned this is the big day. Everybody's waiting. What will the breakdown be? When do you expect to know whether Jalen's cleared from the protocol? Is it literally when you get there and you see if he runs out into the practice field, or will they give you any update before?
Well, Nick Sirianni's going to speak before practice, so I hope. I was a little bit surprised, if you want to go back to Week 18, that Nick admitted early that Saquon was going to rest. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So who knows? He might say, because this has gone too far. I don't know. I don't know why the Eagles handled it the way they did. It's just I can't even explain it. Just say rest. Bang. Have him out there. Say he's not going to play this week.
All right.
Do a few individual drills, and that's it. And everything would be fine. And you don't have all this nonsense outside the building. And then they pretend inside the building, oh, what's everybody upset about? We're just going through the protocol. I mean, shut up. Yeah, fans see other players around the league and how quickly they get cleared from the concussion protocol. And the ones who don't, like Tua, then it's more serious. So it's common sense that they would be a little bit upset or a little bit concerned, whatever word you want to use. So, the Eagles created this. Same as they created the stuff with the passing offense, and they can blame the media and the fans blame the media, blah, blah. Who cares? They created this. I'm the one trying to pull it back. Bunch of other people, but national people are the same way. They say, well, everybody's cleared by this point, so something must be wrong. Why wouldn't they think that?
It's true. And a piece of news there, they did waive Ian Book, which was the first tip of the hand, the tip of the cap to show you do need 3 quarterbacks, so they assume they're going to have 3 full quarterbacks healthy and ready to go this weekend, being Jalen Hurts, Kenny Pickett, and Tanner McKee. So I thought that was obviously your first sign, right, John?
Yeah. Because you have to have, if you want an emergency quarterback, the Eagles want to use that rule. They have to be on the 53-man roster. That's why they put Ian Book on the 53-man roster to begin with. So, yeah. That's a clear indication that he will be back, and he will be back. And, the Eagles should look in the mirror how they handle this stuff because they create issues that don't need to be created.
Is the goal that they have in mind, though, worth it to them in terms of –
I don't know what the goal is.
Yeah, I don't either. That's where I'm getting
at. Did they think Matt LaFleur's sitting out there in Green Bay and go, oh, I wonder who's going to play?
Yeah, right. because I mean, I think it doesn't. It could make sense that they don't really care about the perception of the media and the fan base. If that's what their approach is, that wouldn't surprise me. But you're right. I don't I don't think Matt LaFleur is game planning for Tanner McKee this week.
I guess they do. I guess
I
they
don't think
they're getting some weird kind of competitive advantage. I can't explain to you why they act the way they act, but it's dumb. It's not productive. It creates these narratives, and then 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 they'll behind the scenes they'll complain about so and so in the national media. It's your own fault. Players go through concussion protocol quickly unless there's a significant issue. So it stands to reason that people would be concerned.
Right.
Because they see other players, including other players on your own team. Now, all concussions are different, but that's the point.
Right.
You can be Sidney Brown and get through protocol and freaking essentially, he was fine 2 days after. Obviously, you got to go through the process, and he's back in a week. And then again, the worst case scenario, most players miss a week. Worst case scenario, Tua type situation where you have the fencing and all that kind of stuff. Much more serious.
Even Tua, though, didn't he miss 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen's approaching 3. I didn't think his concussion was nearly as bad as that, but
he didn't miss last week because of concussion, but they won't admit it. And right. I don't know why they won't admit it.
I know. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, John, let's move on because we're positive Jalen Hurts is going to be back today, right?
99%.
99%. So Jalen Hurts should set the return today. We'll get the update on that later on as John's down. We'll be down there at the NovaCare complex. So stay tuned for those updates. I'll make a little breaking news video on the channel, just a short one, and post it up once I get the update. So stay locked in on JAKIB Sports channel, and I will keep all of you guys updated. I want to welcome and thank everybody in here this morning already. I'm awake. What's going on? Cody K, Yale, Perez, Abe's in here, Eduardo, Kenny P. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button for us. And if you're watching after the fact, leave your comment down below. I'll be sure to respond to you down there. And if you're listening on the podcast, we appreciate you for listening on the podcast. We get about 1,000 of you strong a day. So big thanks to all of our podcast listeners for downloading. Make sure you guys leave a review if you're joining the show. John, I went back and I rewatched the week 1 game of the Eagles and the Packers last night. And then I did some more watching of the Packers and how they progressed. The week 1 game, I don't know if there's ever been an instance of it being the same teams, but 2 completely different teams.
Yeah, it's not even.
There's almost nothing relevant in that game. No, Vic Fangio was running a completely different defense. We were running a completely different offense. Everything in that game looked completely different than the way both of these football teams have looked in the latter part of the year.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to that week 1 game.
Yeah, there's not much to take from it.
No, I would dispute that Vic's not playing a different defense. It just looks different. But,
it looks different, yeah.
Yeah. The offense has completely changed. And then from Green Bay's perspective, same type of thing. Different, evolution, but, they've gotten better defensively since week 1. Offensively, they're probably worse, to be honest. So, yeah, completely different teams. But, other than you look at the players and see, what can Jordan Love do? What can the playmakers do and things like that? That obviously stays the same. But, yeah, I wouldn't put too much into that week 1 game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mentioned to you, I went back and watched a little bit of Packers Jordan Love was playing pretty good before he got banged up. He missed a couple games, but in his last 6 games where he started start to finish, he had 9 touchdowns, no picks. So he was kind of in a similar mode of Jalen. You talked about that. These two
Weird.
teams
are weird.
Are eerily similar. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
Quarterbacks that they've almost taken the ball out of their hands a little bit more. Listen to this stat: the Eagles are 31st in passing attempts this year and first in runs. The Packers are 30th in passing attempts this year and 6th in the running attempts. So both of these offenses, John, have become a run-first offense. And, the other thing about that Packers team, and you've talked about this a lot, I don't really think it matters that they lost Christian Watson. I know a lot of people, I know he's a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but if you watch them, they spread the ball to so many. It's like they have a bunch of guys who are a little bit above middle of the pack, and they can get the ball to all of them. Romeo Dobbs, obviously Jaden Reed, who had a big game against us in week 1. He's their number 1 receiver. So I don't really think Watson's a huge loss, other than that they kind of lost their deep threat.
Yeah, he's a significant deep threat, but I thought, and I hope he's okay. He had a very serious knee injury, but I kind of chuckled when everybody's, whoa, what a big injury. I mean, he's not a big part of their offense. Now, for a number of reasons, mainly he's been injury prone over the years. He's also, prone to drops. So he's not a volume guy, which I explained yesterday on the show. I don't even think he has 30 receptions on the year. So he's not a big part of their offense. And for whatever reason, because I think people watch too much Red Zone, and when he does make a play, it's usually down the field.
Right.
I think they envision more than what he really is. The key guys are Reed, Dobbs, and Wicks. And they're all good. I would argue they're better than above average.
Yeah. I think Romeo Dobbs is kind of a sleeper too. He's the guy who had a huge.
I think Reed's the best.
Jaden Reed's definitely the best. He's having their best year, and he's an explosive player.
And Wicks was the one who dropped all the balls in week 1. I think he had 3 drops. So he's improved since then, to say the least. And then Bo Melton will be the guy that steps up, and you're not going to have much of a difference because Christian Watson isn't in the game, other than the 1 or 2 deep shots where they might take to him. And it's not like the other guys can't get deep. It's just not, they don't have that similar type of long speed. But the key part is they don't throw it anyway, which is bizarre. Similar to what I say in Philadelphia.
Right.
I don't know what Matt LaFleur is trying to accomplish. Now the Eagles have had more success, so it's easier to write off their shift in offensive philosophy. I still don't like it, but I understand it. Green Bay's like, they seem to play the way the Eagles play. Run the football, run the football, run the football. But they get behind what I've been talking about with the Eagles, my concern. Watch the Packers and you see it. And then you're behind, and then you got to throw it, and then you're one-dimensional, and they do a good job coming back usually. It's just bizarre the way they play.
Yeah, they had that one game versus the Vikings. I think they were down 28-0.
28-0. And they almost came back.
And they almost came back. That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And the game's over, and they go, oh, we got to speed it up. And then it's like score.
It's weird. It's weird. I think that's the one thing that the Packers have shown that the Eagles haven't, and it's not a knock on the Eagles. They just haven't had to show it, but the Packers have had to come from down big scores this year. The Eagles haven't really been down like that, so they haven't had a chance to. I'm not saying they can't do it, but they haven't.
That's why it's understandable,
right?
Why the Eagles haven't done it. When they shifted, and Saquon's having such a good year, and Josh Jacobs is a great player, but he's not Saquon Barkley. So it's more understandable why the Eagles do it. I still don't like it, but it's more understandable. And hopefully Jalen Hurts' words don't come to fruition. And you might not know until you get got, is basically paraphrasing what he said.
Right.
And hopefully they don't get got by the way they play.
Boy, that comment will be ringing on the airwaves all offseason, John, if they get got, as Jalen put it.
And Green Bay's already gotten got, and they haven't learned from it. So that's a big reason why I like the Eagles in this game. They don't seem to learn from the issues.
Right. I don't know if it's the trying to look at this as objectively as possible, but I mean, I really do think that the Eagles have such an advantage in this game. I know that I'm not saying Green Bay is not a good team and they are a sleeper team. Like, I think they are capable of winning the game. They are capable of winning the game, but with some of their injuries, with the Eagles being as healthy as they are, all 22 starters from week 1 are going to be in this game. The number 1 defense. I don't know if I see them being able to hang with us. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but I'm starting to lean more toward a comfortable win for the Eagles in this game, is assuming they can play like they have all year and manage the clock with the runs, and Saquon Barkley gets going, especially in that second half. And I think the Eagles should be able to handle business in this game.
Well, they should win the game. I'm not sure it's going to be comfortable. I think, as you explained, even if it's comfortable early, that might be to your detriment in a weird way, because then they'll come and they'll go tempo and start throwing the ball. You almost want to be winning 10-3, 17-13. Just keep it close and then close it out,
right?
Versus get up 14-0 and then they abandon the running game. In a weird way, I think that would be a detriment. Because I'm telling you, when they start throwing it and they get clicking, they're tough to deal with.
Yep, no doubt about it. Jordan Love is a streaky player, but when he is at his best, he is a really good player, man. He can sling that rock. So we'll see how it goes. We got Mike Gill in the green room. So we'll have 2 great guests today. Everybody will have Mike Gill and BLJ. And then a look ahead to tomorrow. We got 2 great guests tomorrow. We got Gary Cobb, former Eagle, and then we'll have Thomas Mott. Many of you know Thomas Mott. He's been on the show before. He's crushing it on YouTube. So we'll talk to Thomas Mott tomorrow. And then we have BLG and Mike Gill today. So 4 great guests coming up for you guys in the next 4 hours of content. So stay locked in on the channel. We'll be right back here on Birds 365. Before I get to the break, let me tell you guys about the great people at BetUS. Go and check them out. You can see the promo code on your screen. It's YouTube 150. Gives you 150% sign-up bonus on your very first deposit. And you get 125% on your second and third deposit, all up to $2,000. So deposit less and bet with more at BetUS. That's betus.com.pa. betus.com.pa. They have the fastest payouts in the industry, 24/7 customer support, and they'll even give you your own custom account manager. Who's betting on the Birds for the Super Bowl, everybody? Go and do it now at BetUS. We'll be back in 3 minutes on Birds 365.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The following is a real testimonial from the father of a young injured victim.
I didn't think she was going to make it.
Major Perry's daughter was the victim of a horrific accident caused by someone else's negligence.
If you don't find the right counselor, law firm that you're looking for, you will get lost in the wilderness.
Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm at 215-458-2222 and find out why they say, "We got this."
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
We noticed that there was mold creeping into our basement about a year and a half ago, and wanted to make sure that we were getting rid of the problem permanently. We actually reached out to several different contractors to get it resolved, and actually 2 of them recommended DryTech to us as a long-term solution. Other than the noise factor, we wouldn't even know that there was work being done on the basement level. It's really been a clean process for us.
Score and save this football season on your car insurance. Before the next game, save up to 40% on your auto insurance policy. That's right, 40% savings. Call an Audible this season and contact the Del Val Insurance Group. They're an advocate for you, not an insurance company. That means they'll get you the right coverage and save you up to 40%. Call managing partners Fran or Jim of Del Val Insurance, 215-354-0122, or score and save at dvigi.com. dvigi.com.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Birds 365, a Wednesday edition as we prep for Wild Card Weekend. Joined now by Mike Gill from 97.3 ESPN down the shore. Mike, welcome to the show, man. How you doing on this Wednesday morning?
Good morning, everybody. What's going on? I'm doing great. Ready to go. Got my coffee loaded up.
You sound relaxed, Mike.
Yeah.
Are you not panicked? Where's your panic meter? Jalen Hurts is still in the concussion protocol. Where's Mike Gill's panic meter?
Low. Very. In terms of Jalen Hurts, low. It's funny. Yesterday there was a lot of uproar about the whole, the national media took this oh, he's not cleared. This is a problem. Yeah. And, they haven't practiced yet, so you have to practice to be able to pass the last hurdle of this. And so we're now all anxiously waiting to find out if Jalen Hurts will step on the practice field today. And then if he doesn't, then bring me back tomorrow and I'll give you a different panic meter. But, I think Hurts will be fine. I think he'll be ready to play. I don't understand. I had Colin Thompson on about the concussion. Now, he's never been in the protocol, but he's taken you have to take all this stuff, I guess, in training camp, and then they match it up with that. So he was saying about, people who go through it. I just am wondering, the Eagles didn't want Hurts to play last week. So they didn't practice him last week, but could they have practiced him last week? Is he at the point where he could have practiced last week had they wanted to play him in the game?
I believe so.
That's where I think it's a little murky, would he have been able to practice last week, or they just chose not to practice him because they didn't want to play him?
Yeah, I think he could have practiced if they needed him to.
Right. So if he could have practiced last week for the game, then that tells you everything. Now, they released and booked yesterday, so if you had any panic meter at all, it should have gone to 0 because Book obviously was the backup last week. You have to be on the 53 to be the emergency, and the 3 guys that are currently there are McKee, Pickett, and Hurts. So those 3, some combination of them, have to be a part of this game. Now, if you think that Hurts is the emergency guy, I actually am more wondering if Pickett's going to be the emergency guy with the rib problem, and McKee will actually be the backup. That's neither here nor there. Now, John, I've been asking John Zander on my show. I get people texting into my show ad nauseum that want McKee to start the game. And he said,
we haven't gotten that.
You have not got that on this show.
You got a little bit of it, but
I'm not trying to bring it to this show. I don't know how many crossover listeners we have. I hope we get more.
Yeah. I'm not.
We got a couple people. We got Tanner Montana, Tanner Foles, Tanner Delphia. You can see there's a few out there, Mike Gill.
Well, I'm just saying, I told John, I said, John, I don't know how many crossover listeners or viewers. Hopefully we get more and more come over and watch us and hear us. But listen, I keep getting these text messages that McKee has to start. You got to play him. And I said, at what point is Hurts? Now you're going into 5 weeks and 6 weeks. You think Tanner McKee is going to lead you to the Super Bowl? Look, I was at the game on Sunday, so you get a little better view. They ran the same play 25 times. They ran 2 plays for that kid. And the Giants are so bad and so disinterested, they couldn't even stop it or had no desire to. Now, I will say, I thought he looked poised and posed in the pocket in the first half. In the second half, not as much. But He throws a nice ball, but they only asked him to throw 2 passes. It was a curl. It was a little.
He didn't have a good group out there with him, Mike, to play devil's advocate. He was.
I understand.
Watson, who Jalen Hurts hasn't been able to find all freaking year.
Well, I said, I like the play calls that they called for McKee. Why don't they let Hurts run some of that stuff? Give me a little naked boot to the tight end drag on the backside. Bang, there you go.
Well, if you're not under center, you're not going to run a naked boot. So,
well, you could get under
it's
center.
It's frustrating to me that, but he's not comfortable being under center. That's not the strength of his game.
Yep.
So why would you do it?
That's so weird too, because you're a kid, you want to play quarterback. Don't you I don't know, maybe I'm weird. You would just go up under your couch and be put your hands under the couch, acting like you're under.
I think a lot of people. It's not about taking the snap from center.
That's the whole point of being the quarterback. You're up under center. You want to, I guess, at what point of kids' lives is that out the window where you're no longer going up under your couch and being hey, Green 18?
Watch a college game. Everybody's in the pistol. Everybody's in the gun. The game has changed, unfortunately, but the game has changed. It's not about taking the center quarterback exchange. I mean, Jalen Hurts does that all the time with the tush push. We're talking about play action.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about drops, 5-step, 7-step, ball coming out on time, ball hitting. It's not his game. Not his game. So everybody's gotten here. Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore. They've all come to the same conclusion. Does not send up an alert for people? The Eagles are 32nd in the NFL in under center play action, and it would be a lower percentage.
Now, hold on. You asked me what my panic meter is. I'm looking up at the TV, and the topic is Jalen Hurts misses Sunday's game, and it says Kimberly Martin would not be shocked.
Oh, well, Kimberly Martin should be ashamed of herself.
I mean, are we really at that point where we think he is not going to play?
Well, fans, okay. I'll give it. I'll give them a pass.
You're in there every day. You said to me yesterday, there feels like no panic in that building that he is not going to be ready to play. You would feel more tense, oh my God, he might not play. And here we go at 8:32 on a national television show. This is their topic. Jalen Hurts remains in the concussion protocol and has not practiced for 17 days.
Well, they only have about 4 hours left to use that topic before we learn he's out of the protocol.
How is that a topic? It hasn't practiced in 17 days. And in 15 of those days, they didn't even have practice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think, it's easy. I put it up on my Twitter account. Everybody can go see it at JAKIB McMullen. I'll retweet it again for the 15th time. I put the whole concussion protocol out there. I mean, for fans, it's actually the return to play protocol, return to participation to be specific protocol. You got to practice.
Yeah.
They haven't been practicing. And in other words, everyone, why can't he pass? Why can't he pass it? They don't practice on Monday. He wasn't playing in the game. Okay.
Yeah,
no
right.
Saturday.
That was my
Sunday.
question for last week. Could he have practiced on Wednesday if they wanted him to play Sunday? Now, I don't think they wanted him to play Sunday. So therefore, they didn't even address practicing or anything.
Now, what they could have done is gotten him dressed, go out and stretch, do a couple things, and then do nothing. And then he'd be past the protocol.
Right.
I don't know why they didn't do that. I think it was a mistake by the team. You see the people take the baton.
Well, John, you
go with it.
You bring this up often on my show, and we talk about this all the time. Nick Sirianni just loves the gamesmanship. I mean, he just loves the gamesmanship of.
Does anybody think Matt LaFleur's out there going, "Oh, I don't know if it's going to be Tanner McKee or Jalen Hurts"?
He loves the whole idea of getting asked the question, telling you he has no new information, and then dragging it out as long as it possibly can go, so that possibly Green Bay. And then he get asked a question on whatever day that was, Monday. What about the backup situation? And he doesn't say, well, Kenny Pickett is clearly our backup. He says, we like what we had with both guys, and we love our room, and all that stuff. So he doesn't even tell you definitively who the backup quarterback is for a game like this because of all the gamesmanship stuff that he, this is one thing that Nick really holds on to probably a little bit too long.
Oh, my God. Zach Berman I'd forgotten about this, and I shouldn't have forgot about it because I was involved, but Zach put out the quote from earlier this year when I think it was Sal who asked an injury question, and Nick, it was unbelievable what he said. So he said, I know you're not here every day with the local media. I'm probably not giving you that information. We'll see. Got to talk to the trainers, talk to Jalen. We'll get him in tomorrow. John is going to ask me tomorrow. Elliot will ask me tomorrow. How is Jalen? I'm going to say, I got to see him a little bit more. I'll let you know Wednesday. Wednesday is going to come. It's going to be before practice. They're going to ask me again, and I'm going to say, I have got to see how it's looking out there, and I will get you some more information on Friday. Friday, we'll see if he's on the injury report or not. When Friday comes, they're going to ask, what do you think? What's going to happen here? I'll say, we'll get you the injury report later in the day. I just string them along. He literally said that. He literally said it.
Well, he's been consistent with his messaging since he started here. Where Andy jumped right out, okay, injuries, and that frustrated us all. With his monotone injuries, well, Nick is on the other, he has his thing where I'm not giving you anything on these injuries, and I'll just keep stringing you along as possible. I have no worry that Jalen Hurts is not going to play. I do not think Tanner McKee should start. I don't care if Tanner McKee's the backup or Kenny Pickett, although I just don't like Pickett. I'm not a big Pickett fan. I didn't really care when they traded for him.
Virginia guy.
I am a West Virginia guy. But I didn't like Pickett coming out of college. I don't think he's anything. But if you're going to the backup quarterback, now I understand in this market, the backup quarterback won a Super Bowl. So, yes, there is some importance there. And by the way, if this team goes to their backup quarterback, are they good enough to win with the talent around them and just kind of, yeah, sure, they have enough talent. But the big thing in this particular run, we were asking who's the most important player for this run. And I find it interesting that you could ask 15 different people and probably get 15 different answers. That's what this team is so interesting. There is, if you say, who's the most important player for Buffalo? Well, the answer is simple. It's Josh Allen. If Josh Allen, that team's not good enough. But on this team, who's the most important player? There are so many different answers, and that's why this team is.
I don't agree with that, by the way. Now,
what's
I'm
that?
gonna.
You don't believe Josh Allen, or that there's a multitude of answers on this team?
The most important player on every team is the quarterback.
It is,
and that's Jalen Hurts. And if it turns to Tanner McKee, it becomes Tanner McKee, not the best, the most important.
Okay, well, if now, I was to say to you,
I also always say that you can win games a lot of ways, and you can. To your point. You can win games. Can Kenny Pickett go out there and manage a game? Probably get you through it. I don't know if Tanner could.
Yeah, to Mike's point, I don't think the Bills are winning a playoff game without Josh Allen. The Eagles maybe could with their roster.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky coming in. Maybe. I don't know that he can just manage the game.
No, I'm with you.
Their problem in Buffalo is they just don't have, okay, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but I would imagine 75% of the people watching right now probably don't know who the top receiver on the Bills is.
Mac Hollins. I'm joking.
But, I mean, seriously, they don't have, these weapons that just jump off the page. He doesn't get to throw to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. He doesn't have, the Packers have three guys who are all kind of at one time or the other, the best receiver on that team for that week. The Bills just don't really have, James Cook, the running back, is really good. Their defense is okay. It's not great. They don't have this great defense that complements their – so, the Eagles one week, The most important player could be Jalen Carter. The most important, by the way, I framed it as player or coach. We got Vic Fangio answers all over the board. Jake Elliott, the importance of Elliott in this run is so interesting because he was so important to them in their run to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago with the way they coached the game. And it's even whether they go for it or don't go for it. If you get the ball in the 30-yard line, back then you kick the field goal. We're on the 30, we have 3 points. Now, that 47-yard field goal is not as automatic as you thought it was 3 years ago. So on 4th down and 3 on the 30-yard line, are they going for it or are they going to throw Jake Elliott out there? That is a decision that was not really even thought about in 2022.
Yeah, that's true.
To Buffalo's point, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Because I just had to vote for the awards and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not allowed to say who I voted for, but I guess I can hint. And I already have buyer's remorse because I went down that route and I said, boy, they lose Diggs. Shakir's a really good player. Khalil Shakir on Buffalo. And they got Amari Cooper. And Keon Coleman's getting better and better as a rookie. And I joked about Mac Collins. Mac plays as well, but they're not as bad as people think.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying it's like the no-name defense. I mean, their receiving core is just a lot of young guys who aren't like – there's not like a guy that jumps off as he's the guy. The rookie, Shakir, is very good. I think most people know Amari Cooper is on that team.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
They got Amari. Yeah, they got Amari. And to add to Shakir and Coleman, they're actually pretty good now.
I think that next year you will know who these guys are. But if you entered the year thinking, oh, they lost Diggs and Gabe Davis left, and who do they have left? And then here they are. You're like, man, Josh Allen's bringing this team with nobodies all the way to an MVP. Okay, now all of a sudden next year they're going to be like Green Bay. Last year, Green Bay, you didn't know who these guys were. They just had Reed and Watson and Romeo Dobbs, and you're like, who the heck are these guys? Now you kind of know who they are. I think that's kind of like what we're talking about. But losing Watson, by the way, for Green Bay, I find that to be a pretty interesting thing here because he's kind of the stretch the field guy. He scored the touchdown in the first game against these teams. Meanwhile, Reed had the big game. He had like 150 yards against the Eagles in that first game. But if you don't have Watson out there, I think the Eagles can put a little bit more attention on the other guys now, and that limits them. One of the things that makes Green Bay so special is they have 3 guys that do a lot of different things at receiver. You take one of those guys out of the mix, and now I can focus on the other 2 guys that are left over.
Well, they still got 3. They got their tight ends, Tucker.
Tight end's very good, yes.
That guy's a beast. That guy.
Yeah, I was talking to Zander, Mike. Christian Watson is like, I don't know why, because I think people watch too much Red Zone, and when you see him with a highlight, it's always down the field because that's what he is.
Yeah,
he's caught 29 passes. Mm-hmm. He's always hurt.
And he only has 2 touchdowns. One of them was in week 1 against Philly. You're right. He's always hurt. That's his problem.
Yeah. And, it's not you tear your ACL, you tear
Yeah,
your
but
ACL.
John, it's like Torrey Smith. You don't catch a lot of passes, but when you're the guy that has the speed, you kind of have to account for where he is. And he might not catch a lot of balls, but if he just jets down the field, he's taking somebody with him.
I agree.
And that's where the tight end comes into play for them because they open up.
I'm reminded of Nick talking up Quez Watkins all those years. Well, he's the field. And he's better than Quez Watkins. I'm not going to go down that route. But Reed can run, as you saw in that week 1 game. Dobbs can run. Wicks can run.
Yeah. My man, Bo Melton. Bo Melton
from Rutgers, yeah.
He played football about 20 minutes from my house. The whole family, his brother's in Arizona. You got 2 Melton boys. They played against each other this year. How cool is that when Arizona played Green Bay? But he's another guy that can run. And last year, if you remember, he got released by Seattle. He came to Green Bay, and Green Bay had all those injuries. He had a pretty big playoff run for them.
Yeah.
They do have depth at receiver, yeah, absolutely. But I think losing Watson is definitely one of those things where it will change the dynamics of, I think, with the other 2 guys. Because, this is like the thing. Okay, you're at the point where I'm at the point anyway. You talk about panic meters. I have Quinyon Mitchell. You have your guy. I win. All right, next. Who's your next guy? Tell me what you got next, because I feel better about my guy than I do your guy. And you're telling me, we're talking about Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs. Those guys aren't at the level of, Terry McLaurin and CeeDee Lamb, guys that Quinyon Mitchell had no problems with. Now, he's lost a battle here and there, but if I have Mitchell and you have Jaden Reed, I feel pretty good about that matchup.
So, Mike, you sounds like you feel pretty good about this matchup in general coming in. What do you think of, the Eagles got dealt the Packer hand? It was between Packers, Commanders. How do you feel about this matchup?
I mean, listen, you got to think this team is a Super Bowl level team, Philadelphia. I think the NFC field, I actually did this yesterday, I ranked the 14 teams. I think the bottom 4 teams are AFC teams. Then the next group is, I think the NFC is all 7 teams can make the Super Bowl in the NFC. I think all 7 of them are good enough for, now, I think Washington and Green Bay are a little bit behind, but they're certainly, Green Bay won this game last year. They were the 7. They went to Dallas and put up a 45 spot against that team. Yeah. I just think the Eagles' defense is – they played in the opening week, no Cooper DeJean, not a lot of communication, first time out there in this defense, 29 points they gave up, not a great night.
Zach Bond was great.
What's that?
Zach Bond was great.
Zach Bond was an all-pro, and he's become an all-pro. I feel like the defense from week 1 to here has made such a significant jump that 29 to me gets shifted down. You're somewhere in that 24, 21 range, and I think their offense should be able to, so am I confident that they can win the game? Sure. I think their defense is just better than what Green Bay is going to bring offensively. That, and I think it's kind of like a 30-21 type of game, 30-24 type of game. By the way, they could not stop Barkley in the game. He had 135 yards, 3 touchdowns. They could not stop Brown in the game. Their defense is – that's the problem with Green Bay for me. They just don't – they can go and do a shootout. It could be 42-38. They can go back and forth with you there, but I think their defense just doesn't get a stop. They have problems on that side of the ball. Losing Alexander,
pretty good right now, though. I mean, they've been pretty.
They've gotten a lot better. They're a top 10 defense. They've gotten a lot better as the season has worn on.
Yep. As the season's gone on, they've gotten better too, but they haven't faced an offense where you have to figure out 3 different guys. What am I going to do?
They face Detroit and Minnesota all the time. Now they didn't win.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
Exactly. They are 1-5.
0-5 versus the top 3 teams in the NFC. That was their until last week, obviously, when they lost to the Bears. But they lost 2 to the Vikings, 2 to the Lions, and 1 to the Eagles. So they were a good team. They were beating everybody except for the premier teams.
Yeah, they haven't beat a playoff team, I don't think. Where they're 1-5 or 0-5 or something against playoff teams.
Yeah, I think
their losses are against Philadelphia, Minnesota, Green Bay.
I'll say this. I hope the Eagles aren't treating this team the way the fan base and some people seem to be treating them. Because if they do,
it's not a team to over.
They're going to turn into Dallas last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Matt LaFleur is the best coach in the field when he's an underdog. They're like 19-16 as an underdog. They win in the playoffs. A opening week 1 game, there's been a rematch 4 times. The team that won the first game lost the playoff game all 4 times. And one of them was Philadelphia and Green Bay in 2010. When Philadelphia won the opener, Green Bay beat them. If there's a team you don't want to play as an underdog, it's Green Bay. And they were the 7. They beat the 2. And by the way, they're the only 7 to ever win a playoff game. This team can – it's not an overconfidence thing, but I feel like Philadelphia is a better football team than Green Bay is. I don't think I'm off base on saying that.
No, I think they're the better team.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I do think this is a dangerous team.
And again, I think all 7 teams in the field – are dangerous. I think the NFC field has 7 teams, all of which can be the Super Bowl representative. In the AFC, I have a hard time seeing Denver. I have a hard time seeing the Chargers. I have a real hard time seeing Houston and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Denver, and Houston all three of them are 75-1 to win the Super Bowl right now. So that AFC field, there's not a lot of minds on the way to get there. Over on the NFC side, every week, like if Philadelphia wins this game, most likely they're going to have to play Tampa. They've had all sorts of problems with Tampa. Tampa is a team that's got a loaded roster. You know, Baker Mayfield had 41 touchdown passes this year, and he missed Mike Evans and Chris Godwin for a couple of weeks.
Godwin was out for more than half the year.
Exactly.
Baker Mayfield's not getting enough credit this year for what he's done. He's been really impressive.
That Tampa team is dangerous. The NFC field is dangerous. Like right now, I bet you I'm sure you guys did this. Who would you rather play, Green Bay or Washington? It's probably split. You know, people, I was talking with other people said, look, the one guy I don't want to see in a playoff game is Jaden Daniels. Close game, fourth quarter, him running all over the place. So if you get stuck playing Washington, that's not a walk in the park. I mean, who's the weakest team in the NFC field? I don't know. Is it the Rams? Is it Tampa Bay? Is it Washington? Those three teams are no walks in the park. Is it Minnesota? After what we saw from them on Sunday night, I couldn't give you a definitive answer of which is the weakest team in the NFC.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Well, I think Minnesota may have been. I get a San Francisco vibe when last year when they destroyed the Eagles, and the Eagles kind of said, "Oh shit, we're not as good." I get that kind of vibe with Minnesota.
That's interesting, John, because last time you said that was about the Steelers, and you were spot on.
Yeah, I get that kind of vibe from Minnesota. Good team, but I just think they were shaken sort of mentally. So I think. They're ripe. Not I don't even know who's favorite in that game, but it should be Minnesota. But on the road, I think the Rams might win that game. I agree with you overall. The NFC is much deeper than the AFC, but I'm still the Rams. Come on.
That is my expository,
Commanders.
John. That is my expository on. I'm not overlooking the Packers. I think the whole field is deep. I'm just saying I think Philadelphia is the better, more talented team. And
they're better.
I would be extremely disappointed. Now, by the way, just to give you guys a heads up, I am leaving for Thailand on Tuesday.
Thailand?
Wow. I will be gone in Thailand the entire playoff run. I will see the game on Sunday, and then I'm leaving on Tuesday. I will miss the divisional game and the championship.
What the hell kind of operation is going on over there at 97.3? The playoffs start and Mike Gill's going to
Thailand?
I will be in Thailand. So if anybody's ever been there and knows a way that I could watch the games from there, please let me know. You can get in touch with me on my social media channels. Wow. Now, listen, I will give you quickly. Last year, like my girlfriend and I picked places. I picked London for the Phillies game. She picked Thailand for this, and she said when. And last year, the Eagles are 1-7 in the last 8 games of the year. And I say, you know what? Pick between the Super Bowl and that week when nothing's going on. Because, that week when
you're going to be back for the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm flying back on January 30th. I am on the air Monday the 3rd. The 4th, I'm flying to New Orleans. And I will be in New Orleans regardless if the Eagles make it or not. But I'm hoping to meet up with the Eagles in New Orleans.
All right.
Our chat is ripping you, Mike Gill.
I deserve to be ripped. I agree. You can rip me to the high heavens, but guess what?
Man.
It's hard for me to take off. I don't get a lot of time. January, February. I already have a trip planned for March, so I had only one chance. I picked January. But listen, everybody, it's 2025. I will find a way to watch the game from Thailand. I just won't be able to talk to you guys here. Yeah. Maybe I will. I don't know what time it'll be there.
Do you have NFL Plus?
I'm a Verizon customer, so maybe I do. I don't know. We used to.
I use NFL Plus. You should be able to watch it if you have the NFL app, and it's like
they're all you don't even need NFL Plus because they're standalone games. So if you have Verizon, you'll be able to watch it on your phone. I don't know how that works in Thailand. But
the only problem is the NFC Championship game, just to give everybody a quick heads up if you're planning, because I've already planned for everybody. It's at 3 o'clock. It's the NFC is the early NFC Championship, so it's the 3 o'clock game, which means it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Thailand, like the worst possible. Can you give me 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.? No, you give me 3 a.m. So, I'm missing the divisional round, the NFC Championship game.
I don't think the NFL was factoring vacationing people in Thailand when they made this schedule.
Well, don't they want a global product? Aren't they pushing for global?
True.
Yep.
Maybe you should scout some
Not
stadiums.
just a vacationing fan, Johnny Mac, a sports talk host. The sports talk host. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I apologize.
When
I'm
the
sorry.
Philadelphia Eagles, a sports talk host in the Delaware Valley, when the Philadelphia Eagles are 14-3. Yeah, that's a bad job by Mike Gill. But, when your girl says you got to go, you got to go.
Hey, when I convinced her to go to London for the Phillies, my leg to stand on got knocked out a little bit.
There's extenuating circumstances. So I completely understand. And honest truth, I mean, probably rather be in Thailand. So,
All right, Mike. Well, now that I know you're going to Thailand and we're not going to talk to you for a little bit, how far are the Philadelphia Eagles going to go in the playoffs this year? How much playoff action will you miss from the Philadelphia Eagles this year?
Well, we were talking a little bit about this yesterday. The just comparing Philadelphia and Detroit, because I did my rankings 14-1. I have Detroit 1, Philadelphia 2. I think it'll be an awesome NFC Championship game, and the game in Detroit. I mean, I think the Lions just feel like a team that kind of came up short last year, and then
it's a good team.
They didn't allow their shortcoming last year to affect them this year. They just got better, and to me, and by the way, Philadelphia, similar. I mean, they had a horrible finish, and they didn't let that deter them either, and now they're having a special season. But everything about Detroit just feels like this team came out of nowhere last year. They disappointed. It was a story that everybody kind of got behind as this team that never won, and here they are, and now they're back, and they're the number 1 seed. It just feels like it's Detroit's opportunity and chance. So when we get back, I'm imagining it will be Detroit.
Did either of you guys see some of the stories coming out of Detroit about harassing the Vikings players' wives and girlfriends?
I saw that a little bit. I try not to put much.
I only see that at Lincoln Financial Field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Philadelphia fans.
By the way, I was at the game Sunday. I had a handful of Giants fans in my section. I don't think anybody even noticed they were there. There was nobody.
Yeah, I don't think it's nearly as bad as people think in Philadelphia. You don't want to go to Detroit, man. Cross your fingers and.
Oh, I'll tell you where you don't want to go. You see videos every week in San Francisco, L.A., those places. Terrible. Guys are just getting into fights left and right out there. I mean, you see guys stumbling over seats, and it's the same guy every week. He's got a pair of pants on halfway down his crack, and he goes stumbling down the things. I mean, it's just this guy gets to do a fight every week, I feel like.
Philadelphia gets a bad reputation.
Listen, you get football fans in a stadium with some booze, Johnny Mac. I don't care what city you're in. There's
that's what I'm saying. There's some knuckleheads here, but there are far worse places, and Detroit is one of those places.
Now, I can't read the chats, by the way. My eyes are terrible. Am I still getting ripped?
No, you're not. I don't think you're still getting ripped. There are many just speculating about what goes on in the streets of Thailand, and the word lady boys is being used a lot.
Yeah, I've heard about the lady.
Evidently, be careful of them, Mike Gill.
Everybody saw Hangover 3, so,
Yeah, I'm aware of the lady boys. Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry. It's funny because every day that it's getting closer, the realization is kicking in that, you invest a lot of time in this, especially with our jobs, and the 2 potential biggest games of the year, I'm like, what is going on? How am I going to figure this out? But I will figure it out. That's the challenge, is how am I going to watch these games and the time and manage it all. But if anybody has a way that I can watch those games, let me know.
Good stuff, Mike. We appreciate you joining in today, my friend. It's always good talking with you. When will we talk to you again? What is it? 2 weeks out?
I will be
4 weeks out.
So I am back on the 30th, but I am flying to New Orleans, and I will be in New Orleans on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. I'm actually supposed to fly from New Orleans to Tampa on the 7th. I'm supposed to call a couple games for MLB Network that weekend.
Very nice.
And but I probably should be around on I don't know. I'll touch base. I'll be back in town on the 30th. I don't know what time it'll be in my head.
Mike, I like it, man. Good stuff. Thanks for joining in today, Mike. We'll talk to you again eventually. And please, for the love of God, stay safe in Thailand. All right.
Yeah, I'll be sitting on a beach with nobody around me, man. You ever see Moya Bay? It'll be me, the blue water, and my lady, and I won't even be thinking about the Eagles.
You want to be thinking about
thinking about the lady boys. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
All right, Mike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. There's Mike Gill joining us on Birds 365. Always good talking to the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Gill.
Look at him doing MLB network games.
Mike's
going to spring training, going to Radio Row, Super Bowl.
He's got the best voice for it, so that makes a lot of sense while he's doing that. But he's got the Lions, John, going in. I said yesterday on the afternoon show, and people aren't going to like this, John, but I got to, I'm going to be honest with them, as I always am. When I watch Detroit, when I look at some of the clips that come out after the game, when I look at the way Dan Campbell speaks, when I listen to Jared Goff damn near cry on a post-game interview because he got asked, what the coach means to him, when you lose 12 starters and you still prevail to get the 1 seed at 15-2, like if that happened in Philly, rightfully so, everyone would be saying, this team is special. This is a special team right now. This team is destined for more. And Detroit has a special feel to them right now. I'm not saying we can't knock them off. I'm not saying that, but they do certainly have a special feel to that team right now. Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't acknowledge that's a good team is off the reservation. Again, if they didn't lose Aiden Hutchinson, they would already be. I would have already crowned them. To be perfectly honest, but one of the things, and I know Baldy came out and picked the Eagles. Baldy's such a homer. No offense, Baldy, but and the Eagles could beat the Lions. The Eagles are a good team as well, but he talked about the defense. Did you see that defense against one of the best offenses in the NFL?
Dude.
Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. Anzalone's back. Jack Campbell's turned into a big-time player. They don't have Hutchinson and McNeil, and they're getting David Montgomery back. And I talked about Jahmyr Gibbs yesterday. Yeah. Good luck fucking stopping that guy.
John, how about that string of draft picks that they got crushed for in the moment? I think even we on JAKIB crushed them a little bit because they went running back at 12, because of the linebacker at 18 with Gibbs and Campbell, and then they went Brian Branch and then they went Sam Laporta. Yeah. Like that is an iconic string of 4 draft picks.
Yeah,
there.
Brad Holmes was spiking the football last year when he was executive of the year, and deservedly so. Value of the position. We all talking about running backs, and has Saquon changed the philosophy around the league? And Josh Jacobs and people like that. What about Jahmyr Gibbs? Who's more important? A guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, guy like Saquon Barkley, guy like Josh Jacobs, or some rando defensive end who might get 8 sacks? Now, you're you have your Hutchinsons of the world and Myles Garrett's of the world. They're, truly impactful. You can see that. But people might need to restart their thought process when it comes to big-time running backs.
I agree. I think even the way we talk about modern offense in the NFL and how much the game is legislated for it in the passing games, but I think all of those things have led to a different type of importance, but a big importance on the running back. And you see it with the resurgence of a lot of guys in the league, but with the offense being, or with the league being so offense heavy, I think running backs have added a different dynamic to these teams that have made them great. And look at all the best teams in the league. Most of them have a damn good running back. And, you're talking about the best one with the Lions and their attack. They obviously had a great running attack. That's another thing they got laughed at for. They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs at 12 and signed David Montgomery, and everybody thought they were the dumbest team in football.
Yeah.
Now everybody's going to copy them.
Yep. And this is going to be counterintuitive for Eagles fans. and you know the complaints about officiating in every game. You want the biggest ticky-tack crew in the league for that game.
Yes, you do. It's so true.
The biggest ticky-tack crew in the league.
Which is who? Do you know off the top of your head?
I don't, because I don't give a shit. But
Yeah,
generally, but that's what you want. Don't sit there and say, "Oh, we want to be aggressive. We want to let them play." Bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. Ticky-tack that up. Every single thing called.
Yeah, you're right, because that's an aggressive, that's a physical team. So it should be good, man. I think that's the crash course in the NFC, John. I mean, someone put it in our comments yesterday. Forget who it was. Sorry, I'm not going to give you credit, but I know you put it in there yesterday, and then I tweeted it out. There is a world that exists, John, where we could go Packers, Vikings, Lions, Chiefs could be the 4-team run to the Super Bowl if the Eagles were to make it there. That would be a wild run through the NFC North, and then you'd play the NFC North again next year. But I'm focused on this year. That would be a crazy run to the Super Bowl, man.
Yep. And it's going to be, as Mike pointed out, it's going to be much more difficult in the NFC than it is for the AFC, which bodes well again if they can get there for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, look, the AFC Championship game is going to be difficult no matter what it is, but that first round, second round, not going to be nearly as difficult as the NFC.
No doubt about it. Let's go to a super chat here. I got Kenny Sprague checks in. Kenny, thank you, brother. He says, "I'm late. Did you guys talk about the PFF All Pro list?" John, what is the deal with that? That's just their list, right? It's not a real All Pro or anything, right?
No. The real All Pro list is the AP list,
right? AP and Sporting News or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. No, just AP, but the official All Pro team is the AP All Pro team. Yeah, I didn't even look at it. I
know Mailata was on there.
I mean, generally, I think they just pick the highest graded players they have, so it's pretty easy to figure out who the All Pros are going to be. But I didn't look at it. I imagine Jordan's on there because Jordan Mailata, because they had him as the best player in the NFL.
Yeah,
so
he was on there. Yep.
I'm pretty sure he's on there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zach Bond is going to be on there. Who else do I have highly ranked? All pros difficult because you're only talking about, one guy for each position. So that might be the only two. I'm trying to think. AJ's ranked highly. I don't think he's ranked that highly. So I don't know. Anybody else on there? I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, I forgot. I think Zach Bond was on there, so that a lot of people were excited about that. But again, it didn't really matter. Yeah,
Saquon.
Saquon was second team, I think.
Yeah, Saquon was second team. That's going to piss people off. AJ was second team.
Well, that's because it's PFF, and PFF had him graded out lower. He was not near the top rated.
No, so they're not. If they went by their grades, he wouldn't even be second team.
Yeah.
So good for them. They veered off a little bit, but Lane was second team, which is right, to be honest. Zach made first team. Jack Campbell, second team. Just talking about him. Had a great year. And that's it. Oh, Cooper, second team slot. I would have put Cooper first team. Cooper DeJean.
Really? First team All Pro?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Because PFF and AP as well, they do slot corners. Like they do legitimate positions. Not like the Pro Bowl, which only takes 3 corners.
Right.
They play slot corner. He's the best slot corner in football this year, Cooper DeJean. They picked Marlon Humphrey, which it's ironic. I'm giving it away. Again, foreshadowing. So I have a vote this year, but for the AP team, flip that. I had Marlon 2, Cooper 1. Yeah, Cooper should be an All-Pro.
Good stuff there. So that was good to see. John, you think he's going to win the Executive of the Year award this year? Last year it was Holmes.
Boy, I think it should be again, but I don't know.
I think it should be too. But Howie might have a chance with the Saquon signing and Zach Ball, and those are the two that might elevate him.
It's possible.
Two good draft picks too.
Yeah, two very good draft picks. You know, he's won it in the past. Tends to be similar to, not quite as bad as Coach of the Year. I always talk about, did you overachieve? Did you do more than expected? Brad Holmes was supposed to be good. Howie was supposed to be good. I think Kwesi Odopa-Mensah might win it.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because that team was supposed to be bad, and they were really good.
And he had a tough start to his career, but he's done a really nice job since.
Yeah, he had you talk about the Lions draft. His first draft was an abomination. But he's recovered well. And he had a big, if you think about their free agent signings, Van Ginkel, Grenard, Cashman.
Grenard's been great, man.
Yeah, he might win it because they weren't expected to be as good as they are. Sam Darnold, they signed Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So he might win it.
We'll see what ends up happening there. The update today for those looking for it is the Eagles will practice at 2:10, I think it is, right? And then Nick Sirianni will speak just after noon. So we'll get the update on Jalen Hurts today. The madness will end today, everybody. That will be prediction, and you can rip me for it if I'm wrong, but I think Jalen Hurts will be a limited participant today, and he will be cleared from the concussion protocol, and we'll be all good, all set to go for Sunday's matchup versus the Green Bay Packers. So it should be a good one this weekend, Johnny Mac. And I saw a breakdown of the quarterbacks. You know, Jordan Love's stats are definitely a little down this year, kind of similar to Jalen's. He's got more interceptions than Jalen. And I think the one difference between the two quarterbacks is Jalen is more steady Eddie, where Jordan Love is more up and down. He's got bigger peaks and valleys, whereas Jalen Hurts is kind of, you know, just humming along right, you know, right in that same range. That's how I see it. So if you get Jordan Love at his best, it's going to be a tougher game, obviously, than if he doesn't show up.
Yeah. Different styles of quarterback, but they both went through, you know, the similar, all right, you're turning it over too much, so we're going to limit you with our running game philosophy. And I don't know what it was down the stretch. I think it was, he hasn't thrown an interception in a while.
Yeah, he was 6 straight games, nine touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, but the numbers are down. If you look at, he's averaging like 200 passing yards a game.
Yeah,
it's, you know, it's like, what are you doing here? I mean, I don't know.
What's Jalen Hurts averaging? Jalen Hurts can't be averaging much more.
Well, that's the point. They're similar. That's the point. It's
Well, I told you at the top of the show today, and for those who just checked in and missed it, and John, credit to John, as always, has talked about this, you know, ahead of the curve. But the Eagles are 31st in passing attempts. The Packers are 30th in passing attempts, and both of those teams are like at the top of the league in rushing attempts. So it's a weird dichotomy, but both of these teams have become these run-first teams. It's a little bit of the clashing of the two running teams this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's bizarre to me. It really is. The way both of these teams play. It's bizarre. Now, Matt LaFleur will get more crap when their season ends, hopefully for the Eagles' sake on Sunday, because the Eagles have been successful. But, boy, it's bizarre. Think about what the assets you have invested in these two particular quarterbacks. And both of these teams have essentially said, all right, we're going to scale it back because they're turning it over too much. I mean, I guess on one hand, you got to give them credit, do anything you have to win football games. In the case of the Eagles, it's easier to advocate because they've won football games. Not that Green Bay hasn't, but they're 11-6, third place, good third place, but they are what they are. And then you look at the way Vic Fangio talked about Jordan Love. And I get a lot of people yesterday, Vic said, he was asked what's his best attribute, and he named like 50 things. He's got a big arm. He can throw to all parts of the field with accuracy and touch. He's got good movement in the pocket. He's elusive, and it really fits their offense. That offense needs a guy that can throw it down the field. He can do that. They need a guy that can scramble a little bit and be elusive. He can do that. He's a perfect fit for their offense. And people could say, is Lou Holtzing it? Dude never lies. Can't lie. I'm convinced. Vic Fangio just tells his truth. So what the hell's going on in Green Bay? I don't know. I'm not there every day, but I know I would question Matt LaFleur, because Josh Jacobs is good, but you almost need 2,000 yards to validate that style of play.
Right.
And they don't have 2,000 yards.
Yeah, and then there's also other teams out there, John. I mean, Derrick Henry was like 80 yards behind Saquon Barkley this year.
Yeah.
and Lamar Jackson had 4,200 passing yards.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Baltimore actually they actually passed the Eagles because of week 18 with the number 1 rushing offense. But not that matters. But you almost need a level, and that's why Baltimore frustrates me too. It's like, how do they lose? They can run the ball
right
like they do, and Lamar Jackson still makes big plays in the passing game. They got more All Pros, more Pro Bowlers than anybody else. Baltimore, I'm talking about. They should be better than they are. Green Bay should be better than they are, and they're not. So who do you blame? I don't know. I'm not there, but they don't play the right way.
Yeah,
offensively.
Yeah, we had Wayne Larrivee on the afternoon show yesterday with Big Sills, who's the golden voice of the Packers. So kind of their Merrill Reese. He had a pretty good scouting report. He wasn't too homerish, but he talked about some good things with that team. And LaFleur overall has done a pretty nice job. He talked about how hard it is to go from obviously losing a Hall of Fame player in Aaron Rodgers. And when you're the coach with Aaron Rodgers, you don't really get credit, right? If you're great, it's like all on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I use that against him, so I freely admit it.
Yeah,
but I think it's to Wayne's point, and I'll let you finish. But it's okay to say he's been good. He hasn't been good this year. Like, I don't think he's been good this year, Matt LaFleur.
Well, I mean, they won all the games they were supposed to win, and they lost all the games they were supposed to lose, that's not obviously good, but they didn't really get beat by anybody.
Yeah, but that to me is hindsight. They were supposed, a lot of people, I can't say supposed to. A lot of people thought they were going to beat the Eagles in week 1. A lot of people, everybody thought they would beat Minnesota. That's hindsight. Everybody thought they were better than Minnesota coming in. Detroit probably, split because people thought they were a really good team. So they didn't lose to the people they were supposed to lose to. They became a team that was supposed to lose to those.
Right.
That's not good.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. And that's not good.
Yeah. Eduardo checks in. He says, thank God the madness will end today. Yeah, it should end today, Eduardo. I'm excited for that shit to end too, to be honest. Sig Lord says, did I miss Zander Palooza? Sig Lord, you did not. All right. I still got plenty of stuff over there. I got a little case of it. So we'll be doing giveaways. Actually, what I'm feeling, everybody, is I'm feeling maybe a little giveaway today on Birds 365 on a little after hours. So if you're in here right now, You must be present. Stick around after the show, and maybe we'll do a little giveaway today, depending on what kind of response we get from the great people of JAKIB Nation. So stay tuned for that. But no, Sick Lord, you didn't miss it. We'll get to our commercial.
Set a favorite number, and then you'll give it something away after we hit the favorite number.
The like number, you mean?
Yeah, the like number.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. What are we at? Let me check that. Let me check where we are on likes. 111. That's pretty freaking low, guys.
Nah,
with 613 watching, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. All right, let's get to our commercial break. We're gonna have Brandon Lee Goutwin. Looking forward to talking to BLG, our usual Wednesday guest, coming up in a little bit. And then I mentioned to you guys earlier in the show, we got two great guests tomorrow too. Gary Cobb will be in here, and then we'll have Thomas Mott. Many of you know Thomas from his YouTube channel. Does a great job covering the birds, but. So we'll have two great guests tomorrow as well to get you guys prepped and ready for Wild Card Weekend. And enjoy it, everybody, because 18 weeks of the NFL season went by quick for me. So this is going to go by quick, too, and we're in the final month here of the year. So looking forward to doing all that. Let's get to our commercial break. Before I do that, I want to tell you guys about the great people at BetUS. Go check them out. You can see the promo code on your screen. It's YouTube 150. That gives you a 150% sign-up bonus on your very first deposit, and you get 125% on your second and third deposit, all up to $2,000. So deposit less and bet with more at BetUS. Go to betus.com.pa, and a big thanks to them for sponsoring the show today. We'll be back in 3 minutes, everybody, on Birds 365.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The following is a real testimonial from the father of a young injured victim.
I didn't think she was going to make it.
Major Perry's daughter was the victim of a horrific accident caused by someone else's negligence.
If you don't find the right counselor, law firm that you're looking for, you will get lost in the wilderness.
Badly injured? Call the Fritz and Bianculli Law Firm at 215-458-2222 and find out why they say, "We got this."
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong as the #1 health insurer in the region. No IBX is always looking out for you.
We noticed that there was mold creeping into our basement about a year and a half ago, and wanted to make sure that we were getting rid of the problem permanently. We actually reached out to several different contractors to get it resolved, and actually 2 of them recommended DryTech to us as a long-term solution. Other than the noise factor, we wouldn't even know that there was work being done on the basement level. It's really been a clean process for us.
Score and save this football season on your car insurance. Before the next game, save up to 40% on your auto insurance policy. That's right, 40% savings. Call an audible this season and contact the Del Val Insurance Group. They're an advocate for you, not an insurance company. That means they'll get you the right coverage and save you up to 40%. Call managing partners Fran or Jim of Del Val Insurance, 215-354-0122, or score and save at dvigi.com. dvigi.com.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Welcome in, everybody, to a Wednesday. Or welcome back in, everybody, to a Wednesday edition of Birds 365 here on JAKIB Sports Wild Card Week. And we're joined now by Brandon Lee Goutwin, BLG of Bleeding Green Nation. Go and check him out over there. BLG, welcome to the show, man. How you doing on this Wednesday morning?
Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be here. A lot to talk about.
Yeah, playoffs. By the way, the Eagles just moved practice back to 3:35.
Oh, man.
So
let the madness go on for another hour and 20.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Nick will shut it down at 12, but I doubt it, but we'll see. So BLG, where's your panic meter? Where's your panic? It's that Jalen Hurts can't get out of concussion protocol. We see it all over the national media. Well, you got to practice to get out of concussion protocol. They haven't wanted him to practice, and they don't practice on Monday and Tuesday. So where's your panic meter, BLG?
Yeah, it's pretty low. I mean, I saw Mike Garafolo say that, there's really no concern that he has on his end in terms of he's pretty confident Jalen's going to practice. Yeah, we saw the Eagles cut Ian Book. Yeah. And so, if they had concern about Jalen Hurts and or Kenny Pickett, you probably don't do that. You want to have the extra quarterback there. So I think all signs are pointing to Jalen Hurts probably being, I'm guessing, limited in practice today and then maybe upgraded to full tomorrow.
BLG, how do you like this matchup from afar? I don't want to get too in the weeds with Jalen because I'm pretty sure we're 4 hours away from that all going to rest with him returning. But how do you feel about this game, BLG? It was between Commanders, Packers. At first I'm like, I think the Eagles got a good hand here because the Packers aren't playing their best football, dealing with some injuries right now. How do you feel about the matchup? We're 4 or 5 days away from it right now.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I go back to how I thought of the Packers in week one. Obviously, a lot has changed, but I had a lot of respect for this Packers team. You just look at what they did in the postseason last year. I think they're capable of kind of doing that again. I think that's within them here at some level. They haven't really been quite playing like that team recently, but I think Jordan Love has the ability to play at a high level if everything kind of gets right for him there. Now, obviously, you lose Christian Watson, and that's a huge explosive element gone for that offense. But I just think people are sleeping on this team a little bit from the standpoint of, I know they're 0-5 versus the Eagles, the Lions, and the Vikings there. But a lot of those games were competitive too. And that's what I kind of think about the Packers in this matchup. I don't think they're just going to lay down.
I'm with you. I think people are taking this team for granted. This is a very dangerous team, BLG. And it starts with Jordan Love. I think offensively, I've been saying this all week, and I'm going to get your take on it. They're playing weirdly. They're playing almost like the Eagles. Mm-hmm. They're running the football early in games and taking the football out of the hands of Jordan Love. They're trying to limit his turnovers, which has worked over the past 6-7 games, whatever it is, hasn't thrown a pick. But they get behind, and then all of a sudden they got to come back, and they usually do. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But they don't have a 2,000-yard runner. They have a very good runner, but you can see the difference. Zander pointed out, I think the Eagles are 31st in pass attempts. What are the Packers, Zander? 30th?
Yep, they're 30th.
30th. What the hell is going on in this world, these teams?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how different, but a little similar in that, the Eagles were having this higher volume passing offense before the bye. And I think one of their corrections clearly was to cut down on that a bit and lean into the run. And I think the Packers have done something similar, or at least you look at, Jordan Love in his first 8 games, he's at least 1 interception in all of those. And then in the 7 games since hasn't been doing that. So I think there's just been kind of like there has in Philadelphia, a little bit more of an emphasis on ball protection here. And to the point where, I think it's like Jordan Love, it may have gone too far where it kind of has, and sometimes in Philadelphia where like you'd like to see him cut it loose a little bit more and be more aggressive at times. But I think, again, the priority has been shifted to not necessarily making the big play as much as, avoiding making the big play that the defense can take advantage of.
Looks like we got a super chat here that Nick moved practice to the link today. Can you guys confirm that?
Yeah, they're going to practice at Lincoln.
Well, what's the reason for that? Is there any advantage to doing that? Just get used to the feel. Like, what would be the purpose of doing that before a playoff game?
He's done it in the past. He hasn't done it this year yet. A lot of Friday practices previously. Yeah, just to get a feel for the stadium when they have a home game. Yeah, they were talking about it yesterday. They made it official today. So, yeah, it'll be at Lincoln Financial Field. Not that big of a deal, but
yeah,
they've done it in the past.
Got it. Good stuff. BLG, Jalen Hurts coming back from this concussion protocol. I was before we knew where we were going to be, I had a little bit of concern a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks off before a playoff game. That's not really the most ideal situation. Where do you fall on that? Any concern at all about rust for Jalen Hurts in this game, or not rust, but just not being in rhythm? You don't do anything for 3 weeks. You get out of rhythm a little bit. If I didn't do this show for 3 weeks, I wouldn't be in rhythm. Any concern with Jalen Hurts with that?
I think we've seen that from him, when he hasn't missed, this time in this season, where he can be a bit of a slow starter there, as obviously the entire Eagles offense can kind of be, as they've struggled to start this whole year. So, I mean, I guess not from a standpoint of I think that could happen even if he was playing every week anyway. But yes, from the standpoint of the whole offense has struggled to start fast at times. But, the positive there is usually he's really good at kind of getting out of that and playing stronger as the game goes along. But I would say, from a concussion standpoint, all the time you can get to kind of heal from that seems probably pretty ideal, even though, if there's rust associated with that, so be it. I mean, that's obviously the important thing is actually getting back from that head injury. And the more time you have to do that, typically the better.
Yeah, I mean, the rhythm thing is strange to me only because, you have Nick Sirianni, who's an offensive coach. You have Kellen Moore, who used to be a quarterback himself. And by the way, this also applies to Green Bay as well with Jordan Love. You have Matt LaFleur, an offensive coach. And for some reason, they don't take it seriously. I hear Tom Brady was watching a broadcast. Tom's like, Tom Brady talking about, you got to get in a rhythm. Why did these two teams not want to get their quarterback in a rhythm? Is that just the unintended consequence of having a great running game?
I think part of it's just like Jalen, he can be, there's a little maybe big game hunting on there. There's a little bit, too much holding the ball at times. And to his credit, I think he did a good job of not doing that, like we saw last in the Steelers game, and then really on in the Commanders game there too, where there did seem to be more of an emphasis, and I don't know how much of it is just coaching, but actually Jalen too, and again, taking what's there and he's kind of just getting those easier completions and getting it going from the jump. I certainly think everyone would like to see a little bit more of that, and especially against this Packers team too, which has been good at limiting big plays. And obviously Jalen Hurts had that pick in week 1 early on in the Brazil game. So, maybe it's not about that here. Maybe it's not about the big play hunting as much as it is just trying to take what's there early on.
BLG, how do you evaluate Jordan Love coming into this game? At times you watch him and you're like, oh man, does he have talent? And then at other times kind of doesn't look all that great. He's a streaky player in my eyes, goes up and down, has peaks and valleys. How do you view him coming into this football game? How would you defend him if you're Vic Fangio in this wild card matchup?
Yeah, he's hard. He's one of the hardest quarterbacks to get down in terms of, sacking him in the NFL. So that's something certainly that'll be a challenge for the Eagles. Now, I do think part of what goes on there is that he's, sometimes quarterbacks, who take sacks, they're not forcing it. And they'll just rather take the sack than make the bad throw. I think Jordan Love will give you some turnover-worthy kind of throws at some points, and we saw that obviously in the first game. Reed Blankenship had the interception there. I do think Jordan Love will kind of give the Eagles a chance or two to take it away and capitalize on that. Now, obviously, the flip side of that is that he's going to attempt some really difficult throws that he can complete at a high level, and your defense can be as sound as it can be, and he's just going to make an even better throw to beat you. He is, some of these throws he makes in the tight windows are just like it really is astonishing to me. So, I think that's the ceiling for him, is he can kind of make those special plays. But I think the floor is that, he's going to give you some turnover opportunities.
Defensively, they've gotten a lot better since week 1 when the Eagles saw him in Brazil. But they don't have a ton of big name guys, so I think they're under the radar a little bit. Edgerrin Cooper, rookie, has come in, played really well. He wasn't playing a lot early in the season. They lost Jair Alexander, but he's been out for a while. Top 10 defense. What do you see from that group in Green Bay?
Yeah, I think you hit on it there in terms of, look at some of the depth, the personnel changes they've had. Edgerrin Cooper certainly playing a lot more than he did. Former Eagles linebacker Eric Wilson playing a little bit more, which is weird and surprising to see there.
That is weird. And he's not playing terribly.
Right. Yeah.
I would not have bet on.
It's unexpected.
Yeah.
They also trade, Preston Smith during the season there. That frees up a little bit more playing time from some of their younger guys. I would say, like, on paper, maybe they should be a little bit better than they are. Like, you look at the defensive line, some of the names there, and you're like, oh, that's a pretty good defensive line. But they kind of haven't been, like, I think, quite that dominant as you would expect. And certainly, obviously you feel good about the Eagles' offensive line, their chances to go up against that unit there. But it was weird going back to week one that, there was such an expectation because of how poorly the Eagles handled the blitz, obviously, at the end of last year, that it was like, well, the Packers would be foolish if they're not just going to come out and blitz the Eagles. They didn't really do that. And obviously the Eagles have gotten better at that. So, it's kind of an interesting unit.
The one guy who scares me is Xavier McKinney, especially as somebody who's followed the Eagles. That dude just makes plays. In some ways, I look at this game and I look at CJ and Xavier McKinney and say, all right, who's going to make the big interception? Who's going to be the center fielder that turns this game? Eagles wanted him badly, got priced out of it. And he's delivered. What's he have? 8 interceptions, I think. How concerned are you with Xavier McKinney?
Yeah, very. Again, I don't think those numbers are a fluke either. And he's really good at taking the ball away. We saw him have some success with the Giants, which, what are the Giants doing? Who knows? But
oh boy,
yeah, do a whole show on that one. But I think he absolutely is a concern. Was it him who had the pick early on Jalen?
He picked Jalen in week one. I was going to say he has Jalen's number, kind of.
Yeah, so I think he's there to prevent some of the. Again, I think they have one of the best big play rates in the NFL, and I think he's a big part of why a huge deterrent in that regard.
How do you feel about the Eagles' defense coming into this game, BLG? They're the number one overall defense in the NFL, but it is the modern game now, and good offense will beat good defense. How confident are you in Fangio's unit coming into this game where the stakes are now higher? It's do or die, BLG.
Yeah, I don't think there's a defense that's earned more trust this entire season, right? They're the best defense in the NFL in terms of points, scored, yards allowed. And it's, they very much have passed the eye test. And they've faced one of the toughest defensive schedules, I think, of any team, of any defense in the NFL this year. It wasn't like they're playing, a bunch of tomato cans at quarterback and these weak offenses. No, they went up against like legit quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, you name them, Jordan Love. They've been tested. And I think this unit, while, not infallible, and certainly they have some moments, and look, there's been times in games, even at their best this year, where they kind of look a little bit shaky early on, and then they'll settle in there for a bit. So, and it's been to the point where often, it's like the defense is the only unit kind of getting it going early on, and it buys the time for the offense, the Eagles' own offense, to eventually kind of figure it out and get it going on their end. So I feel really good about this Eagles defense. I trust them to come in, and I would be shocked if a game was not winnable. I think at the very least, and if not more, the defense is going to come in and they're going to keep the game winnable for the offense.
Speaking of the Giants, I guess, because we didn't get to speak to you, and I'm glad you're doing better, BLG. Like me, everybody, I think, got a cold from that press box. But
you guys are spreading it down there at the Nova.
I don't think it was us, but anyway, we'll persevere. But what'd you take from that? A lot of people got excited from Tanner McKee's performance. He's able to get Jahan Dotson involved. You talk about that defense, man. Sidney Brown played great in that game. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. played great in that game. Even the Eagles back at Orrin Burks. He's like unbelievable, which is a testament to Vic Fangio. But the Giants are the Giants. I don't even know what the Giants were trying to accomplish in that game. How much do you take from it?
I think they were trying to lose. At least, so, the way they we're not fully playing Malik Neighbors there at times, and good for them. Getting the draft pick matters more, but I do think the defense deserves credit because, I know it's just the Giants, but just the Giants put up 45 points in the Colts the week before that.
Yeah.
And Vic Fangio's defense is playing mostly backups, whereas that Colts team is playing their starters. And they still only allowed 10 points and 238 yards. The Giants aren't good at all, but still, for you to keep them to that with your backups, that is indicative, I think, too, especially in the bigger picture of a really good defense where the coaching seems to be making the most of what's out there on the field.
Yeah. And I should bring up real quick Isaiah Rodgers. I forgot him. He played great as well. So, so many players, but go ahead, Zander.
If you're Jeff Hafley coming into this game, BLG, what's your game plan to try and stop this Eagles offense? And then, going into the Eagles side of it, what's the offensive approach this week? What are you trying to do to win this game here wild card weekend?
Yeah, I think it's obviously trying to put the pressure on Jalen Hurts, especially not really knowing where he's at, what he is right now, coming off of the concussion and a layoff here. Obviously, Saquon is the Eagles' offensive identity in large part. AJ Brown's in there too. But I think ultimately it starts with running the ball, starts with Saquon Barkley. And I think the Eagles are going to try to do that a lot and early and often. So, if I'm the Packers, I'm trying to take that away as much as I can. It's easier said than done, but I'm really locked in on that. And if Jalen Hurts is out here making great throws and beating the defense with his arm, then I can live with that. I can't live with Saquon Barkley, all resources, all eyes not being on him and doing everything we can to shut him down. So I think on that side of the ball, that's key. And then for the Packers, I think they're going to try to do a little bit of, ball control offense here where, I think one takeaway they're going to have from week one is they didn't run the ball enough because they were running the ball really well. And I don't think they're going to have those kind of numbers. There was some weird stuff going on there, obviously, with the field in Brazil and some of the jet sweeps that they had and that kind of stuff. It wasn't just, pure running the football normally. But I don't think they ran it enough. And I think the Eagles' run defense is better than it was at that point. But I still think they're going to try to test this defense in that way. And it's not about, I think trying to break. Obviously, if you can break an explosive one, fantastic. But I think it's going to be a little bit, about trying to just kind of keep the offense on schedule and make easy third down, opportunities for Jordan Love to take advantage of. So that's what I'm looking out for.
If the Eagles' offense does struggle, BLG, how quickly do people default to Kellen Moore was too distracted by his upcoming interviews?
Don't underestimate people's ability to complain. So that's entirely on the table.
It's a perfect response to that.
Yeah. I'm always amazed. Every year it happens, and every year you get my God, how could he do this? He's a human being, I always say. And by the way, for those people, Kellen Moore can't interview this week. It's 3 days after the wild card round. So if they win, hopefully, then he'll be distracted for the next game. So he won't be distracted for this game. So don't use that as an excuse, just a PSA from that standpoint. But when we talk about this defense, and I can't give enough praise to Vic Fangio. Asked him yesterday what it meant to be. He's never had a number one defense. Amazing in his career, and how well regarded he is, and how many people copied his scheme. Never had a number one defense until this defense. And the first comment, by the way, I got, well, they're not first and advanced at it. I'm like, all right. But anyway, I digress. when you see that even guys like Sidney Brown again and Trotter when they get opportunities and Burks and Rogers and et cetera, but mainly the guys, the Zach Bonds of the world, Quinyon Mitchell hit the ground running, Cooper DeJean, Jalen Carter's improvement, Jordan Davis's improvement. Has anybody regressed under Vic Fangio?
I mean, I don't think you could say like Avonte Maddox, but I don't think that's about Vic Fangio as much as it's just Avonte Maddox is what, like 30 or over 30 now. Like he's probably just not the same, and he's had a lot of injuries, so it's just not the same player he used to be. But yeah, I mean that's part of it is like to the success of the defense's coaching, and not just him, not just Vic Fangio. Although I think he deserves credit in this, but part of the staff that he formed when he came here. And adding guys like Clint Hurt, who's been a defensive coordinator before, and adding Christian Parker, and adding Bobby King, who has seemingly, been a factor in Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond taking a step forward. And I think especially relevant, again, we kind of make fun of like the Dolphins players for complaining about Vic Fangio, but I think, Vic is kind of allowed to be more of like the bad cop, if you call it that, at the top. And then the position coach guys are allowed to be a little bit more of the good cop dynamic there. And again, I think that's something the Eagles were certainly attuned to in hiring Vic Fangio, is making sure that relationship between the coaching staff and the players as a whole is balanced out there. So it's Vic. It's also the assistant coaches as well.
BLJ, who will be the most important player for the Eagles in this game if they were to win?
I mean, it's easy to go with the quarterback, right? But seriously, I mean, I think a lot falls on him. And because you see how good this offense can look and how exciting really the whole potential is for the team, like it was against the Steelers, like it was against the Commanders early on before Jalen gets hurt. Like you can see, okay, this offense looks like it can be special, do special things when the quarterback does his part and carries the weight and doesn't have to be, dragged along with the running game, kind of, holding his hand in a huge way. So, I think if Jalen is able to, like go on a run here, and that's the thing, like he doesn't need to play with the infrastructure that the Eagles, the support system that they have. He doesn't have to play like that from week 1 until, the Super Bowl. He could kind of be what he was this season. And if he just gets really hot in the playoffs, that goes a long way. So I think that's on the table.
What's your confidence level on him doing that, BLJ?
I would say if you're gonna let's say 1 out of 10, 10 being like a lock, 1 being like 0 chance. I'm gonna say like I'll give him a 6.5 right now. Because it's just the unknown because of how he played this year. But I've seen him play at an extremely high level in the playoffs before. Obviously, the Super Bowl, we all saw that. So I think it's there. I think it's there. He can do it. Again, it's hard to say. Like, I don't even know exactly where he's at coming off the concussion and everything. Maybe there's a little bit of a slow start, a readjustment period. But I do think that's within him, and that should be the expectation when you have all this talent that you do on offense.
So it's safe to say you're not on the Tanner McKee should start boat. Have you gotten any of those people? We haven't gotten many. Now Zander says we have.
We've gotten a few, but not the overwhelming majority.
Right. He looks good. He does look good, but maybe a little too soon for that.
Yeah. So hopefully Jalen Hurts. I'm with you. I mean, it's always the quarterback is the most important player. Good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, they're the ones that control the game. You can win a lot of ways, but the quarterback is always the most important player. There's one player I do think there's legitimate concern about, and there should be, and that's Jake Elliott. Just hasn't been himself this year. And with the 50-yard field goals, you can say, all right, well, guys were making them early in the season, but they're still tough kicks. For the first time, he missed one under 40. What's your concern level with Jake Elliott? If you need a kick to win a game versus, by the way, different kicker in Green Bay from week 1.
Yeah.
And who the young kid, Narbison, missed I think a 42-yarder.
Yep.
Brandon McManus, people know from Temple, maybe remember, local kid. He's been great. I think he's missed one field goal all year, no extra points. Who's got the advantage there? It's usually Jake Elliott. I'm not sure you can say that.
Yeah, I think McManus's only miss is like from 46, so not even like a super close one either. Jake Elliott, he's missed 9 kicks this year alone. He had missed 11 in the previous 3 seasons combined. Like, think about that. That's crazy how just bad of a year he had. And I don't think it's necessarily a long-term concern if we want to talk about it from that perspective, because guess what? Kickers have bad years. It happens. It's not really. And Jake Elliott's had bad years and bounced back in a huge way before. So I'm not really concerned about him so much in the long term. I think he'll probably be better in the future than he was this year, part because the bar is so low there. But this year, if there's a big kick at the end of the game, I think he's come through in those spots so much more often than not that I feel like that could still be in there. But it's really not so much about that to me as much as, it's just the kicks throughout the game to get to that point. Maybe at the end, that is certainly a real concern for me. And I would think if you're Nick Sirianni, that, though. You know that Jake Elliott's having struggles, so you need to make that part of your decision-making. Maybe there's a spot where you just might have to be a little bit more aggressive on 4th down than put the ball in the hands of the kicker there.
I think it's totally changing Nick's decision-making in the moment. Yeah.
By the way,
say that right now, but in the moment, it's a 4th and 3,
Yeah.
I think he's
I think that could help as long as he leans aggressive.
Right.
Yeah.
If he's going to go the other way, I think it hurts.
Yes.
If he's going to play field position,
and,
take a delay a game, back up and flip the field.
You mean like punt or something, like kind of like a Mike Tomlin approach? I don't think so.
Yeah. If he does that, I think it hurts. But if he gets aggressive, I think it helps.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise if they handle it right.
Yeah. BLJ, the possibility exists that this could be the last Eagles game of the year. I don't think it will be, but it could be. That possibility exists. We're now in do or die territory. So I'm going to ask you to give me your winning prediction for the game. And you've reserved the right to change this on bleedinggreennation.com. Obviously, it's only Wednesday.
That's right.
But your prediction for the game, and then how far will the Philadelphia Eagles go in the playoffs this year?
Yeah, so prior to the season, I had them finishing 13-4. It's closer than I thought at a certain point when they had lost 2 games.
Well done by you. Well done.
But still not, I undersold them clearly a little bit. And I had them winning 1 playoff game and only 1 playoff game. So I think they win against the Packers. And honestly, I probably feel better, about their playoff outlook than I did then. I think maybe 2 is on the table. I think, getting past Detroit, assuming they don't mess it up in the divisional round, I think that's going to be tough. I think, and that's not even an indictment of the Eagles to me. I just think the Lions, it's kind of just been their year. I know they're banged up, but kind of just doesn't seem to matter, honestly, because they're still playing at a really high level.
Right.
So I think that's going to be tough. I think the Eagles can win this game, will win this game, although I do think, it will not be a walk in the park for them against the Packers. I do think they win this one. I think they have a really good chance in the divisional round, but an NFC Championship game, I just think that's going to be really tough.
At Brandon Gouton, make sure you follow BLG on the X platform. Read him at bleedinggreennation.com, your one-stop shop for all your Eagles news. You should go there every morning and check that out to see what's going on. And by the way, very bold of you to make a prediction without knowing who's going to play a quarterback for the Philadelphia.
Well, I do have confidence in Tanner McKee. If he has to go out there, I think he could look good.
He looked pretty good with Jahan Dotson. He couldn't get much worse with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, right? Shit.
Poor Kenny Pickett. We've forgotten about Kenny Pickett. We'll see who the backup is. That'll be an interesting story.
Yeah. I think it'll be Kenny, right? Because they did cut Ian Book too.
Assuming the ribs are fully healthy, I think they're going to go Kenny.
It shouldn't be, to me, in my opinion, just from a standpoint, too, of the ribs. I don't need an injured Kenny Pickett being the backup over a healthy Tanner McKee, but I guess they'll probably think differently.
Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. BLG, big thanks for joining the show today, brother. Make sure you guys read BLG at Bleeding Green Nation and follow him at Brandon Gouton, one of the best in the business covering the Eagles. Thanks for joining today, brother. We'll talk to you again soon.
See you guys.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you, BLG. Good stuff there from Brandon Lee Gouton here on the show on Birds 365. Johnny Mac cruising right along in the week, man. I woke up this morning. I'm like, shit, it's already Wednesday's show. This stuff goes by quick for me, John. I know it doesn't. You say it doesn't for you, but, man, it goes by quick for me.
No,
Man.
it does not go by quick for me. Look at today. I got to be down there to talk to Nick Sirianni at 12, and then they don't practice till 3:35. Yeah, pain in the ass, but
major pain in the ass.
Why
do you think they moved practice back?
Well, they're moving it to more of a walkthrough, so probably that. But yeah, who knows? But now Jacheko's sick. He just texted me. Everybody's falling like flies. Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
You guys got to take your vitamin C, man. What's going on with all you beat reporters getting sick every other day?
I'm telling you, it's
you taking your vitamins, Johnny Mac?
Oh, I'm the wash his hands 15 times a day guy. I got vitamin C. I got everything. When other people don't wash their hands, that's the key to it all.
You think so? Washing hands?
Oh my God, yeah. Purell that shit every 10 seconds. I'm exaggerating, obviously.
No, I know what you. Yeah, I get you.
That's the key.
All right, Johnny Mac. 5 minutes left on the show here today, man. How you feeling? Wednesday, closing out the show. We gave the recap. We talked about everything today. We told the people what's going on in Eagle Land today. Well, the one piece of news, if you're just checking in and you missed it, they did waive Ian Book yesterday. So that is the first sign of, yes, Jalen Hurts is fine. He will be back. So that was the first kind of tip of the hand of that. But as we get closer and closer to this game, is anything tingling in Johnny Mac's mind? Is anything changing up there, Johnny Mac, as we prep for this game?
I'm surprised how many people are dismissing the Green Bay Packers so nonchalantly. That's my take after today. Very good team. I don't think for a second the Eagles are doing it. So nothing to be concerned about, but be prepared. That's all I'm saying. This game's going to be tougher than a lot of people seem to think it is.
Yeah, I agree. Look, the one thing about this Packers team, and you brought it up earlier in the show, is they hang around. Like even if they're down big, they can easily get back into the football game. So it should be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to the game this weekend. You feeling all right about Jalen Hurts and what he's going to be able to do? I mean, not just from a rush standpoint, but it's not been his best football. It's not been his best season. This is, objectively.
No, I mean,
season, and now you're going into the playoffs. Do you think, how do you think that will fare, obviously, when the lights are the brightest and it's do or die?
I think it's going to be similar to the regular season.
Which was good enough in most weeks, but the playoffs are a different beast.
Yeah. Well, my one concern, and it has been all season, is if, they get behind by 2 scores, and not 10-0, but more 14-0. God forbid 17-0. Can they come back from a deficit like that? Maybe they'll never have that test if everything goes perfectly. But that's my one concern. And sorry, voice is going at the end of the show, but this is one of the teams that can do that. But the good news is they don't play the right way. So that might take care of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, if you stop Josh Jacobs, is this team going to be able to do anything? I don't know. We got a couple.
Well, they're probably going to be behind 21-3 or 21-6, and people are going to get really excited. And then I'll just pause and say, "Hold on," because they're coming.
I feel good about the Eagles' defense in that spot, but you're right. That is typically how the Packers do it. Brian Pumper checks in. He says, "Take time. We got Tanner. Plus, it's not like Jalen is not a one-hit wonder. Can't take his fans serious because they're still bumping Chamillionaire."
We got Tanner. Trust me. I know Brian's part stick. They don't want to play Tanner McKee in a playoff.
No, they don't. They don't want to play McKee.
Yeah.
John checks in. The disrespect on Tanner Goff is insane. Wow, it's actually not a bad comp. Tanner Goff.
Not a bad comp.
I mean, like if Tanner McKee was a developed player, I could see him.
Jared Goff.
You compare a guy in the draft to a quarterback. You're not saying he's as good as him. I'm not saying he's Jared Goff.
Well, I don't see the tight window throwing ability that Jared Goff has.
Well, when has he had the chance to show you that besides 18 attempts versus the freaking Giants?
Well, as BLG explained, I don't even think the Giants were trying to win that game.
No, they were not. They were not trying to win that game.
So
there's no way they were trying to win.
I would temper the enthusiasm. But that's me. I'm negative.
All right, one more super chat.
Jared Goff. I'm sorry.
I think Jared Goff is way under-respected in the league, John. He doesn't get enough credit for Detroit's success. I think he should be in the MVP conversation.
Jared Goff is he didn't have a great game, by the way, on
yeah, but he made the plays
Sunday night. He didn't have a great game. That's what's scary.
Still, when he needed to make plays. I mean, that's
that's the whole point. Is that's what's scary. You know, he turned it over inside the 10. Had a couple turnovers, didn't he? He had the one bad interception. When the Vikings couldn't score, they didn't score any touchdowns.
Yeah, but that was you talking about the interception that got deflected at the line? He was trying to dump it off to Gibbs. Yeah, that was kind of a weird interception. But Keith Johnson checks in. He says, Johnny Mac, does the Eagles' serious lack of pass rush concern you throughout the playoffs?
Like a pass rush? Boy, I don't. They've one of the best pass rushing teams in the NFL. It's not conventional because it generally comes from the interior. In fact, I'm going to look it up. From PFF, they have the second best pass rush in football to Pittsburgh. Second best pass rush in football. And people don't think they have a good pass rush because they don't have an edge rusher with 10 sacks. They got a great pass rush. Great pass rush.
Good
comparatively
stuff,
speaking.
Travel safe down there, and I guess if that's your memo, then take some extra Purell, Johnny Mac. I can't say.
That's the Eagles have Purell stations throughout the facility, so it's not a problem down there. But yes, everybody should have their own personal Purell.
That's one of the advantages of working the Eagles beat is you get unlimited Purell, and that Johnny Mac likes that. So good stuff, John. Great show today, man. Looking forward to tomorrow's show already because the excitement is building in the air, Johnny Mac. I can feel it. It's playoff football time, man.
Playoff football, a couple more days to go. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you'll have playoff football in the NFL. Super wild card.
John says, I got John to laugh. It's going to be a good day. I like that. I
don't know what I laughed about, but probably something about Tanner McKee. But
yeah, it was Tanner Goff, and then I said it, and then he laughed at me too. So John, we both got a chuckle out of Johnny Mac.
Tanner Goff. Jared Goff is the most accurate quarterback in football.
Yeah, he is. He's a good player, man. All right, Johnny Mac, good show, man. I'm going to stay on here with the great people of JAKIB Nation. I think I got a giveaway for the people, so we'll do that now. John, thanks for joining, man.
All right, thanks, everybody.
All right, see you, man. There's Johnny Mac on Birds 365. Good stuff from Johnny Mac. And this window, as I told you guys yesterday, is driving me bonkers with the light coming through. I want to thank everybody for being here. Hit that like button. Now we're up to 204. I got a giveaway. All right. I'm going to do a giveaway here on Birds 365 because I feel the need with the playoffs here to be a man of the people and give something out. All right. So I've organized my giveaway. You guys can see. All right. We got this nice big tub. This is all Eagle merch that will be given away. There's jerseys in there, sweatshirts in there. There's hats in there. You name it. We got it. What should I give away today? Eduardo says just one. Come on, Eduardo. Can't ever please you people. Eduardo, can't please you people, man. I can't please you freaking people. All right, I see a lot of gray names in here, though. Keith, what's going on? Keith, you're gray. Eduardo says the whole tub. Come on, man. I want a Tanner jersey. No way. Lack of pass rush the last 3 games. Yeah, John doesn't see that, but I see it, man. I see it. Philly Don. I'm gonna still be doing the Zander Claus Christmas. I just have to figure it out, dude. Honestly, I've been so swamped with so many different things. I haven't planned it properly, to be honest with you guys. But I got all this Eagle stuff still to give away. I got a boatload of hats. What do we want today? I don't want to give away a jersey because I'm going to save that for the Palooza. Should we give away a starter jacket? PS5s. I'm not giving out PS5s. You crazy? I do have a PS5 over there in the corner, though. What's going on, Terry? What's going on, man? Wayne, I got no Mailata jerseys. I'd love to get a Mailata jersey, but I do not have a Mailata jersey. Starter jacket, three beanies, 3 different winners. I like that. It's not a bad idea. I got a bunch of beanies here you guys can see. This one's cool. My man Jason A-Team got one of these. This one's pretty dope, but it's got the regular Eagles logo. I prefer the Kelly Green logo. With the white is sick. I know Devin Shanahan likes that white. Devin, you in here? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna do a hat and a shirt. I'm gonna do 2 beanies, and I'm gonna do the starter jacket. All right, so we'll have 3 winners today. How's that sound? 3 winners today. Not all 3 beanies. I'm gonna do. Here, wait. Let me do this. Let me find my shirt. All right. I'm going to give away the 3rd Fly Saquon Fly shirt. All right. We'll give that away with a hat. We'll do that with the hat. Then I'll give away an Eagles beanie. You can pick your beanie. How about that? I sent Jarrell one of the black beanies. Our man Jarrell. The black one's sick. I had 2 of these. I gave him one. And then we'll do, let me get the starter jacket over here. All right, check it out, my people. Eagles starter jacket. This thing is pretty fuego. My man Bombay Trippy won the other one. Now this here, this is a large, okay? You can see the tag still on it. This is a large. So this is a large coat. And if you want, I'll even throw it on for you guys for a second. It's a pretty sick coat. Get your memberships in. Do we have any new members today? If we don't get any new members, maybe I save the starter coat. Maybe I save the starter coat if we don't get any new members. All right? Look at this thing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, I feel fresh right now. This thing is fire. This thing is fire. I got to put on the gray Kango with it. Let me put on the gray Kango. Look at that. I mean, is that fly or what? I'm like 5'11-ish, dang. 5'10-ish, 5'10 and a half, 5'11. So let me take this off. We'll give this away, but I got no new members. And, I don't know, people. I don't know. No new members. How many likes do we got? How many likes do we got? How many likes do we got? Let me go back to my cranberry Kango, all right? Joe Whip, I gave the XL away already. Sorry, brother. I gave the XL away. That was Bombay Trippy. Is he in the chat? He should be getting his. There's Bombay. He got the XL. He got the XL. We got 222 likes. Can we get up to 250 at least? Also, by the way, who is on Twitter or X, whatever you call it? Who is on X? Who is on X? All right. X account. X account. Does anybody have a Twitter account? I know a bunch of you guys follow me. Keith said they took away my like button. Coloco, I like it, becomes a member. Kenny's on X. All right, I'm going to be giving away. Follow me on X. Keith, thank you, brother. Did you follow the right account? All right, I'm going to be launching an X giveaway too because I need to get my followers up over there. I started that account like a month and a half ago. I already have almost 600, which is pretty good. I'm growing pretty good over there, but I do want to juice that number up. And what I think I'm going to give away on X, because I want to create some hype. Joe Wick, you're going to like this one. I think I'm going to do this. The Princess Diana Eagle jacket. It's got the NFL logo on there in black and white. It's got the Eagle logo there. Eagle helmet. Got your Mitchell and Ness tag. This thing's $400, by the way. You know, so for the people chirping at Big Z, come on, man. I'm spending my hard-earned money to give you guys stuff away. Look at this jacket, dude. This thing is the coolest jacket. I swear, giving this away is going to hurt my soul. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's going to be painful. Now, here's the caveat on that, all right? Because, yeah, 400 beans to Crowley, those jackets. I got that in an XL. That's an XL, Ed. That is an XL jacket. All right. Keith, you live in Alabama? Oh, Keith, I got to get you some Eagle merch, man. Keith, you know I went to Alabama, right? Keith, you know I went to Alabama, right, brother? Other one is better. Wow, Michael, you like the starter coat better than the Diana jacket. That Diana jacket's sweet, dude. That is. All right, so here's the thing. You guys got to go and follow me on X. I'm going to put up a post later today, and it's going to be retweet and follow. Retweet and follow and tag a friend below, and then I will give away the jacket to a winner. I'm probably going to give it away on game day. Yeah, Bombay, your things should be out for delivery today, man. I sent your starter code. I put a little note in there too, man. Read my note, all right? Don't forget to read my note. I use these little JAKIB postcards I got. I wrote my man Wayne the Pain a note. I didn't send everybody a note because I didn't get them until recently, but yeah, I wrote you a little note on there, all right? Just to thank you for your support because I do appreciate it. And it's always appreciated, by the way, all you guys supporting on the channel. So Keith went to Alabama A&M. Love it, man. Love it, man. I did. I sent Bombay a little love letter. Kenny, then you'll be entered. All you got to do is retweet it and tag a friend. Retweet it and tag a friend. Abe says, I don't go on Twitter. Well, Abe, make a Twitter. Abe, you would love Twitter. It's shit talk all day. That's all Twitter is. That's all Twitter is. You guys are trolling me because I wrote Bombay a nice little note. I mean, come on. I care about the great people of JAKIB Nation. You know, Jarrell, I sent him a gift. I wrote him a note. Jarrell, thank you for your service. Thank you for your support. I love talking to you on the postgame show. You know? Bombay, he's always tweeting out the shows. I thanked him for his support of the channel. You know? All right, let's do a winner. Let's do a winner because I'll sit here and yap all day. You guys know it. This computer's driving me nuts right now. By the way, what do you guys think of my setup? I'm open to some commentary on improving it. All right, I just need to order some more things. One thing I'm not changing is I'm not getting rid of my hats. I'm probably going to add another row right there of hats. All right, I got more hats to hang up. And honestly, it's a great way of storage. It's a great hat storage method. But I think the setup is much better now than I had with the green screen. I still gotta improve it, but need more Eagles memorabilia. I got the picture back there. How much more Eagles stuff do you want? Yeah, Chuck. I'm working on it. I have one huge window in front of me, another huge window right there, and this huge window right here. And it's not the biggest room. It's a good sized room, but it's not the biggest room in the world. So when you're trying to build a studio, you want to control the light the best you can. That's the idea, is to control the light, and when you have outside light, you can't control, obviously, you can't control outside light. So it gets hard. All right, here we go. Now this is a 2XL. If you will not wear it, then I will find something else to send you. Okay. Maybe I'll send you a beanie or a hat or something comparable. Okay. This is a 2XL. We had 3 of these. We gave away the other 2. Abe got his, and I want to say it was John Glisson or somebody last week who won the other one, and they chose the large. So I got this shirt here, and I'll do it with a beanie. All right. I'll do it with a beanie. So let's pull that now. And for this giveaway, you must be present to win. Okay. You must be present to win. Here's the Eagles hat I'll do. All right. Nice Eagles hat. And if you're in Florida and you don't want a beanie, I can give you a regular hat too. All right. Just not my special white hat that I'm still hiding from the great people of JAKIB Nation. Okay. Maybe this hat. I only got 3 hats left now, but outside my white hat, by the way. And this is the green hat. Abe picked this hat. This hat's dope. So I sent out 2 of them, and I got this hat as well. All right. So you could pick one of those hats as well if you wanted to do that. All right. Let me pull up our member list. Let me read off some of my super chats. Keith, why'd they take your button away, man? Yeah, Devin, you got to be present for this win here, all right? Got to be present. Michael Gilpin sends a super sticker. Michael, thank you, brother. That's really cool of you. Keep it up. Thank you, man. I will keep it up. You guys better get used to Big Z because I ain't going anywhere, all right? I ain't going anywhere. NJ says, you're a good dude. Thank you, man. You are too, NJ. Love your channel, by the way. Kenny says, what if I already follow you? Kenny, you'll still be able to enter. Don't worry. Sig Lord says, start those X spaces to grow the fastest. Yeah, I haven't done them, Sig. I don't know. I haven't really been interested, honestly, in doing them. But I think you're right. I think you're right. It would be a good thing to do. And then Coloco St. Laurent. Thank you for becoming a member, man. I appreciate it. No, Ed, all subscribers are not members. I see your comment. All subscribers are not members. Subscribing is free. Being a member is $5 a month. Ed says, are all subscribers members? No. Bobby says, what color hat did you send Sills? I didn't send Sills shit. Actually, where's my man Bonehead? Bonehead, can I tell the people what happened? Where's Bonehead? Is he in here? Where's Bonehead? Is he in here? So Bonehead won the Jerome Brown jersey. All right. We were giving away a legendary, authentic, stitched Mitchell and Ness Jerome Brown Kelly Green jersey with the Jerome Brown patch on there. All right. It was sick. Yes, Bonehead did a Bonehead thing. So I go and I ship him it out. It cost me like $22 to ship this thing because he's way out in the West. I think he's Arizona or wherever he is. And then he sends me a message on Instagram like a day ago, and he says, they wouldn't deliver my no, Gilpin, it's $5. It's $5. There's a $10 option, but it's $5. So Bonehead sends me a message and says they wouldn't deliver my jersey because I guess he wanted it delivered to his mother-in-law's house because I guess they live in a better area, or he was afraid of the package getting stolen while he was at work. And because I had his name on the package, they sent it back to me, and I still haven't gotten it back. So Bonehead's jersey, I don't know where the hell it is. And now I got to send it UPS. I'm like, Bonehead, it cost me $20 to ship it USPS. Now I got to go and send it UPS. I mean, holy shit. Bonehead didn't get his jersey in time for the playoffs. I feel bad for him. I wanted him to get the jersey. I wanted him to get the jersey. It tried to deliver last week. Yeah, Devin, that was funny when Bonehead opted to keep the jersey. Yeah, so, all right, let's do this giveaway. I got to pull my member list, so give me a second here. Give me a second. Give me a second. And let me go and tweet out that I'm doing a giveaway. All right. Doing some Eagles merch giveaways. Tune in. All right, let me share out this link, and then I'm going to pull the member list, and we'll do a couple giveaways. We'll have 3 winners today. All right, we'll have 3 winners today. Joe Whip, I'll stretch this all day, my man. You want me to stretch to 11? I'll stretch it to 12. I'll wait till Nick Sirianni talks, for crying out loud. Get the update on Jalen Hurts. All right. How you guys feeling about the playoff game? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want to get ahead of myself, and I don't want to, take the Packers for granted, but I feel pretty good about this playoff game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Let me take a picture of this jacket. You guys can see Big Z right now working on the fly, all right? No, that's a terrible picture. Let me hang it up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Devin, we are on Zander time. We're always on Zander time. Keith said, just spammed your ex. Nice, Dad. Thank you. That's dope. Always like getting spammed from the people. Dirty D says, I need that jacket. That's what I'm tweeting out a picture of. You guys are watching me work on the fly. Sorry, I know I'm holding you guys, but you'll be all right. Here we go. Oh, Joe, is your son in LA? Is that fire? That was a crazy fire I think I saw out there. Is that what's going on? I think I saw that out there, man. All right, here we go. Let me read a couple comments about the playoff game. There you go, Michael Gilpin. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Crowley says he feels good. Stretch it all day is crazy. Is there a pause there? Holly first is excited. I'm excited too. Mad Bird, ready to kick the Packers' ass. It's going to be a good one, man. It should be a good one. The Packers team is solid, but I think the Eagles are just better. You know, that's my biggest problem with them. I think we're just better. Travarius, what are you saying in the chat, bro? Something weird. A weird comment. Yeah, Travarius Diddy. It's a good name for him. Travarius Diddy in the chat. All right, it's time. Let's do our first winner, and you must be present to win. Sills isn't on fire, is he? I hope not. Silly had told me earlier this week, oh, yeah, we might, I might have no power this week. I'm like, okay, good. We'll get your Hummer ready because you're driving to a library. It's playoff week. We're not missing shows on playoff week. You hear me, Sills? If you're listening, we don't miss shows on playoff. We don't go to Thailand like Mike Gill. How crazy was that, by the way? Mike Gill going to Thailand in the middle of the Eagles playoff run? And it sounds like he told his wife what dates to pick. I mean, holy crap. I can't really relate to that because I decide what I do in my household. All right. I guess not everybody does that, but I decide what I do. I don't subscribe to the, when your wife says you got to do this, you do it. I don't think so. All right. I don't think so. I'm the man of the house around here. All right, we got our 2 new members in. Let me share up the screen. There he is. There's Bonehead. Joe Whip. But Bonehead, I still didn't get the jersey, dude. I was just telling the great people the story of how you your jersey did not deliver. All right. M. Reyes, believe me, you are not correct. I'll just say that. All right. I have an uncanny ability to not be told what to do by anybody. In fact, when someone tells me I can't do something, it just makes me want to do it even more. Almost to the point where it will eat my soul until I do it. All right. Joe Whip is on the M. Reyes wave of who he'll learn. We'll see. You guys will be watching me for the next 20 years, God willing. So you'll see. You'll be able to monitor it in real time. Dude, this computer is driving me nuts. All right, here we go. Now I'm set. Keith, you're looking at the laboratory. What are you talking about? All right, here's our name picker, all right? Fly, Saquon, fly with the hat first. Then we're going to do, what else did I say we were going to do? The jacket, I know, but what was the third thing? Another hat? What else did I say we were going to do today? Another hat. All right, we'll do another hat. We'll do a third. We'll do a hat. Yeah, Gilpin, I don't have any Saquon jerseys left, dude. I got to get more in. The last guy that won, I had to order one. I had to order one from the NFL shop, by the way, which are not nearly as good as mine. The ones I gave away. Ask Jason. Hey, team, are you in the chat? Jason, no, Abe, you're lying. Stop, Abe, shut up. What CDs are behind me? There's no CDs behind me. Those are books. Over there, they're books. They're books. Is A-Team in the chat? Because I'd like A-Team to vouch for how good the jersey quality is that you get from JAKIB. I don't give you shit jerseys. All right? I give you guys stitched, good jerseys. All right? Stitched, good jerseys. And Wayne the Pain. Wayne, did you get my note? People were making fun of me for sending love notes, Wayne. Did you get my note, Wayne? I think I wrote you one, right? There's Terry. I got one. It was nice. Thank you, Terry. Nah, no shitty knockoffs from China, Denny. We got good jerseys over here. Yeah, Chris, that's what I'm thinking. Like a neon JAKIB sign maybe up there, right? Neon JAKIB sign and maybe like the Zander Krause show. And then I also have two awesome pictures that are over there in my studio. So I can't really, I got to move them. I'm going to move them. All right, here we go. All right, let's do this. Here we go. This is our list. These are our 2 new members. Gilpin, you're in there. Gilpin, thanks for becoming a member, brother. I appreciate it. Coloco, you're in there. Thank you for our 2 new members who joined. All right. Josh B, you just sent a super chat. All right. Thank you, brother. Josh B says, where are you getting better jerseys than the NFL shop? Well, Josh B, if you go in the NFL shop, it's like $179 and they give you like ironed on crap. Now, I'll just say, I got a guy and I got a good guy. All right. And I didn't always have him. I found him. And now we've developed a good relationship. And that's how we ended up with Zander Palooza and giving away a bunch of stuff. Kenny says, Zander not replying. Kenny, did I miss it? I didn't mean to miss it. Where's the super? It didn't star. 1 second. Let me find it, Kenny. I got to scroll back because it didn't star for some reason. That's why I missed it. Reposted and tagged. I didn't see a super chat about the white hat. Kenny, are you giving me fake news? Yeah. Big dig. Yep. They're expensive. You guys are a bunch of fools in the chat. All right, let's do this giveaway. We got to shuffle it up. It's already 10:30 and we haven't even pulled a winner yet. We call that Zander time, everybody. Yes, Philly Birds and Beers. That's Mitchell and Ness as the best jersey. They were the ones I get. That's the Jerome Brown jerseys, Mitchell and Ness. Jeff Bonehead got the win of the year. Jeff Bonehead got the win of the year. All right, 450 of you guys, of you knuckleheads that are members on JAKIB. I can't thank you all enough. All right, here's your list. If somebody wants me to search their name, I will, but I can assure you that you're in here. All right, Cody K, my man James Carver. I sent Carver a JAKIB care package for all his support of the channel. Big Trags in here. Chris Scott. Chris, I think I saw you in here. All right, here we go. Start. You guys ready? Let me search M. Halpin. M. Halpin's got to be that guy. There you are, M. There you are, Halpin. I told you, I'm not leaving anybody out. Real Zeal. There he is, Zeal. Giveaway. Yes, Big C. That's what's going on right now. Twiz, I don't know what uniforms. They put out like a black profile picture, which normally means they're wearing black. So I don't know. Maybe the blacks. I think you can wear one alternate in the playoffs. I'd rather him go Kelly Green, but I guess Jeffrey Lurie won't allow that one. All right, here we go. Ready? Boom. Come on. First one, Saquon shirt and a hat. Saquon shirt and a hat. Bearded Willie. Bearded Willie, are you here? Why do I feel like Bearded Willie's won something before? Bearded Willie, are you out there? Bearded Willie, did you guys search him? Next, who the fuck is that? Get the grays out of here. You guys, should I put it on members only mode? Keith, you're about to be no longer able to chat, my friend. Stephen McKell saying next, and he's not even a member. Izzy B, you're done. You're out of here. All right, Bearded Willie's gone. I'm getting rid of him. Bearded's not here. Let me put it on members only mode. So if you're chatting in and you're not a member, you will miss out. All right. Chris, you're done. You're done. All right, here we go. Is Bearded in the chat? If he's here, I'm giving it to him. Where is this dude? Is he in here? No, he's not here. A lot of you guys have weird usernames. I don't know what you want me to do about that. It's not up to me. All right, I can't pick your username. I can just appreciate that you guys are members. All right, confirm. 3 shuffles and we're firing. Bearded's done, Wayne. You see, Wayne, when you won, you spoke up and you claimed your prize. Here we go. Come on. Come on. 2, 1. Brian Grensick. Damn, I hope he's in here. I love Brian. Brian always reaches out. He followed me on my Instagram last night. Billy Don, did they announce that? Black on white? Is that what we're doing? Brian Grensick, are you here? Where's Flex? Twiz, you're making me think you're Flex. Brian Grensick. Great name, Pumper says. Pumper, I'm still waiting on your email. What the hell's going on with that? Unless I missed it, which I didn't, because I don't miss any emails. Next. Brian, I love you, brother, but I'm sorry. I love you, Brian, but I'm going to have to move on here. 3 times. Get him the fuck out of here. All right, confirm. It's been a minute since I've done a giveaway. Been a minute. 2 shuffles. 3 shuffles. Here we go. James Jones. There he is. James Jones, are you here? Do you think you're going to win this weekend? 10. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Young Rasco. I never even seen them in the chat. That must be a gifted. That must be a gifted member. Is Young Rasco here? Next. Keith Johnson, rigged. Who the fuck is that? Get him out of here. Stephen Farrington. I got to be honest with you, Stephen. Thanks for being here. But if your name was pulled and you weren't in the chat, I probably would have said the same thing because I don't see your name a lot. But I appreciate you being a member. A lot of people, by the way, our chat needs to know. A lot of people watch JAKIB but don't comment in the chat. The chat is not the only people that are watching JAKIB. So a lot of you people are Joe Whip, I got news for you. You're my cousin. Everybody who's a member on JAKIB is a cousin. It doesn't matter. Terry Hayes, you're my cousin. M. Halpin, you're my cousin. Birds and Beers, you're my cousin. In fact, you guys are better than my cousins because I don't think any of I can chirp my cousins right now because none of them are listening to me and they won't even know I chirped them. All right. So when you're a member and you support me more than my own cousins, well, who the fuck am I supposed to appreciate? I'm kidding. I love my cousins. I got great cousins, but I can assure you that they're not listening to me. Yes, Big C, you're my cousin as well. Young Rasco, you're out of here. Keith got around the can't chat if he's not a member by sending a super chat. Love you, Zander. Keith, I love you too, man. I love you too, bro. Oh, Coloco, I got you. I do need an Eagles gavel. That would be cool. Keith, thanks for that. Let's go. Another pull. Another pull. Howard says, I love being extended family. Howard, you are definitely my extended family. 3 shuffles. 1, 2, 3. All right. Ready? Start. Brian Pumper is 100% family. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rob Thompson. Rob Thompson. John Glisson, there you are. You got your hoodie. Okay, so it was I forget it was the other guy who won the shirt. How do you like your hoodie, John? They're pretty nice hoodies, aren't they, man? They're pretty nice hoodies, the Salute to Service hoodies. Rob, are you here? Not to be confused with Rob Thompson, the Phillies manager. This is a different Rob Thompson, I would assume. He's in spring training, Chester says. They're not in spring training yet. Yeah, Wayne, you got your hoodie good. I'm glad you guys like them, man. They're dope. I was happy to get those to give away. All right, here we go. Awesome, John. John says awesome. John, thank you, man. Appreciate your support. Happy you got your giveaway. See, that's proof that the people are getting their items, all right? John, did I write you a note? I think I did, right? All right, here we go. 3 shuffles. 1 shuffle. 2 shuffles. 3 shuffles. Sig Lord, there he is. Where is Sig Lord? Because Sig Lord was the one who was crying about not being about me doing a giveaway. He was the one who was crying about me doing a giveaway. Bombay, you should have a love letter. Big C, I'll search you, man. Holy shit. Some of y'all are nuts. All right. Sorry, I'm handling some business over here. Sig Lord was on earlier. Big C. Let me search it because you're about to cry, aren't you, Big C? Big C. There he is. As predicted. He is in. No, Siglord didn't win. I was just making sure you were here, Siglord. I was just making sure you're here. See, I knew if I chirped you, I'd get you out of the woodwork. All right? Big C, your name has been searched and you have been found, okay? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reyes Tovar, another name I've never heard in my life. Never seen a chat. Never seen a comment. Never seen a new member. They must be gifted. Reyes Tovar, are you here? Get him out of here. Next. M. Reyes, is this your second account? Yes, M. Reyes. Reyes, is this you? Log into your alt account if it's you and claim your prize. Reyes Tovar will have 15 more seconds to claim his prize. I've literally never seen the name in my life. You people saying it's rigged. Man, it's a random giveaway picker, all right? Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to give away stuff to the people. And you guys give me all this shit. All right, Reyes, you're done. Not you, M. Reyes. Reyes Tovar. Here we go. I need a winner. It's 10:40. No, wait. That's not where I'm doing the shuffling. Confirm. 1 shuffle. 2 shuffles. 3 shuffles. There you are, Wilfredo. So quit crying. Keith, there you are. Mad Bird. Boda. Clarence. Mike 07. Come on. Random's always winning. I know. I like the people that are comments. 3, 2, 1. Akbar! That's a great winner. Akbar, are you here? Come on, Akbar. I don't think he's here. I think Akbar said his shift changed at work. See, everybody's excited about an Akbar win, but Twiz is already saying, get him out of here. Not here. Next. Too busy selling bum juice. A lot of you guys shit on Akbar in the chat. I don't know why. I love Akbar. He's a good dude. I like bringing him on the post-game show, and he just starts rambling. Chan, I didn't take your name off. Akbar, you're out of here. You hate to see it, Akbar. I like Akbar too. Wilfredo says, who the F is that? Wilfredo, that might say more about you than it does about Akbar. If you don't know who Akbar is, then you're not really tuned into JAKIB. He's been on JAKIB all year, man. Making appearances left and right. All right, who else wanted me to search? Let me search. Who was it? Chan? There he is. Where's Twiz? Chad, you're in Steamboat. That's right. You reached out to me. Dude, that is epic. Chad, I told you I've been to Steamboat, right? I told you I went there. What year was that? I went to Steamboat Springs. I remember because we flew into Denver and it was like a 3-hour drive. And I'm like, I got to start flying into Vail. Steamboat Springs, 2017 at New Year's, I was there. So going into 2018. Beautiful place. Beautiful, beautiful place. Very beautiful place. All right, Chan, you're in. Akbar is a potty mouth. He is. Chad says, get back out here. Let's roll. Chad, I got a 1 ski trip planned with the family, but I'm on the East Coast. Chad, it's hard to get out there, man, with doing this business because it's my business. So I don't like taking time off. I don't like not working. I don't like flying. I don't like leaving the Zander cave now, as Dan would call it, the Dan cave. All right, here we go. Ready? Come on. Keith Johnson, shout out. 3, 2, 1. Jordan Montgomery. Not to be confused with Wilfredo. Jordan Montgomery. Yeah, Holly, it's awful. Holly, it's terrible. It is terrible. Joe Webb, take the vacay. I'll take your place. Joe, I'm good. I don't need a vacay. I like working. Working is fun for me. I don't believe in hating what you do. I think that's a way to have perpetual misery in your life. Jordan, are you here? Jordan, are you here? Crowley, what are you talking about? I pay Sills $1 gazillion a year. He can afford internet. I promise you that. Jordan, you're gone. I don't see Jordan. All right, I'm rapid firing until we get our first winner. 1, 2, 3. Start. Come on. We need a first winner here. 3, 2, 1. Screaming Jerry. See, this is why, as much as I appreciate the gifted memberships, they drive me crazy because I don't even know. Like, this guy has never become a member. I've never seen his name pop up. You became a member. Who the fuck is this? Screaming Jerry Lee. If you're here, you can claim it, but I don't see you. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Who the fuck is that guy? 3, 2, 1. Flexing and stepping. Flexing. No. I got news for everybody. If Flexen's not here, I'm giving something to Flexen. Flexen is getting something. Yeah. I see him in the chat. I see him in the chat. Flex. Yeah, Flex. I knew you'd come out of the woodwork, Flex. All right, Flex. This is what I'm doing. And I don't care who says what about shit, all right? Because I love my boy Flex. And Flex is one of our greatest supporters here, as well as Twiz and Joe and many of you other people. So if this happened to you, I would give the same treatment. Flexing. What do you want, Flex? Because I'm not giving you a 2XL shirt. I know you're not a 2XL. You've already chirped me for being a size large. So this is what I got. And this is what Flexing will be able to pick from. Flex, do you want a jersey? Do you want the white hat? Do you want... I have the... Do I have a small to salute the service? I do not. I'm trying to find anything I have that would work for you, Flex. No, you're no 2X. Flex, what's your preferred size? Because I have a jersey in a small or a medium. And then I also have, what else do I have that's small? Anything? I'm about to meet my boy Flex too, because if you're in Philly, Flex, I'm not about to ship you. Flex, my last Saquon Barkley jersey is a medium. Or I have AJ Brown. It's a small though. AJ, this is a small. AJ Brown's a small. Saquon is a medium. No limit. I'm giving Flex an upgrade. Barkley. All right. Done and dusted. Flex. Thank you, brother, for all your support. I am happy with that winner. I am happy with that winner. Barkley, I got him. Dude, I got Pumper says, Pumper, I got 2 XLs. I got XLs. I got so many bigger jerseys. I got large of Quinion. Flexing. Saquon, and I'm giving Flexing a hat too. Flex, you want a beanie or a hat? Beanie or a hat, Flex? Beanie or a hat, Flex? Flexing didn't believe he was going to win, and he won. I'm pumped for you, Flex. Hat, all right. Flex will be offered the legendary white hat. Flex, which hat? I got the green Eagles. This like tan Eagles, regular logo, or the white hat, which is obviously the clear, nice, best hat. This is a fire hat. Where's Flex? White. Done. The white hat has been claimed. So for everybody that wanted the white hat, it's going to Flexing. Now, some of you might cry, which will always inevitably happen. Flex. I'm going to put your jersey and your hat aside, my friend. Flexing's got the jersey and the hat. Now, that right there is a good giveaway winner for somebody that supports the hell out of the channel. Now, that, Flex, we put that in the W column, my friend. We put that in the W column. All right? Let's do another giveaway. All right? I'm very excited for you, Flex, because you're an awesome freaking supporter. You really are, and I appreciate everything you do. Philly Don says, Zander, it was posted the black on white yesterday. I can't find the post now. I didn't see it, Philly Don, and I get the notifications on for the birds. Keith Jr. Keith becomes a member. Keith, thank you, brother. I'll add you into the giveaway. I will add you into the giveaway. And now if Barkley does go over his 125, I will have to acquire more Saquon Barkley jerseys. So I will do that. But I am pumped with Flex winning. All right. Flex, congrats, bro. Zander, I'm so glad you gave Flex the jersey. Yeah, Flex deserves it, man. Flex is a legend. God bless you, Zander. Appreciate you, brother. Flex, I appreciate you, man. God bless. Thank you, man. I appreciate all your support. Flex, by the way, how can I connect with? Oh, no, I have you on X. I'll DM you on X. All right, brother? I'm probably going to try and link up with you if you don't mind, because I don't really feel like shipping a jersey to the city. I'm like 20 minutes from the city. So whenever you get a chance, maybe it's this weekend, Friday, whatever it is. Love you too, man. I appreciate you. All right, let's do another giveaway here. I'm going to give away the this again, because I didn't give it away now, and then we'll do the jacket. Where's the jacket? Oh, it's hung up over there. All right, then we'll do the jacket. Then we will do the jacket. Let's do the same thing here. Fly Saquon shirt with a beanie. It's going to have to be a beanie, all right, because now I'm a little low on hats, but that's all right. Here we go. Shuffle. 2, 3. Flex, this weekend, that works for me, man. I'll make it happen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eagletron. Eagletron's a popular, he's in here a lot. Eagletron, you out here? Eagletron, are you out here? Who? Next, Zeal says. Next. Who? I know Eagletron. You guys are... I know Eagletron. He's not in here, though. Guys, was there anything better than me calling Flex's name, not thinking he was here, and then I was saying, I don't care if Flex isn't here. I'm giving him something. And then Flex appears from the woodwork to say, I'm here. That was Flexing. That was a very flexing and stepping way to claim a prize. I'll say that. All right. Eagletron's done. Eagletron is done. Here we go. Oh, wait. Wait. Keith Junios. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm normally pretty good with pronunciations. That's a tough one. Keith, thanks for becoming a member, my man. I appreciate you. Flex was lurking. He was. You never know when I'm lurking, Flex says. All right, here we go. Keith, you've been added. 1 shuffle. 2 shuffles. 3 shuffles. Boom. Come on. 2 more giveaways today. 3, 2, 1. Jeff Scissor. What? Look, you want to know why I wear hats? Look at my hair. You serious? You see that balding, folks? Find you another host that would show you their balding head like I will. I don't care. I got fucking no. Jeff, are you here? Yeah, no limit. He says shit. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good up there, man. I'm only 26. I'm turning 27 in May. Think hair might be done by the time I'm 28. Actually, that might be generous. All right, he's done. Scissor's done. Confirm. 3 shuffles. 2, 3. Yeah, but Pat, how old are you, Pat? You got the cold. How old are you? Nah, Maurice, you're good. Maurice, you're good. You're good, Maurice. Here we go. Come on. 2 more winners still today. 2 more winners still today. 3, 2, 1. Tyrone Bell. Tyrone, are you here? Come on, Tyrone. I never heard of Tyrone. I don't know Tyrone. I don't know Tyrone. Next. By the way, are you guys subscribed to my other channel? Because I'm about to start pounding content on that channel. All right. I keep telling you guys I'm just getting started. You don't understand. I'm just getting my feet wet. I'm just learning how to operate in this business right now. Once I get this thing cooking, yes, Zeal, Zander Krause show coming soon, and I'm going to start pounding content on there. I was going to go with like a more of a different style of content, but I'm going to go heavy with Big Z on there. So the Zander Krause show is the channel, and I'll drop it in. I like this setup because you guys can see when I'm working on the phone. I got the phones working. I got the computers. Here we go. Let me show you guys. That's a crazy ad if you guys can hear that. Subscribe to this channel. That is me in the chat. So subscribe to my channel, everybody, because I'm going to be doing giveaways over there too. I'm about to take off in a plane. If I win, give it to Pumper. Brian, I got you, man. I got you. All right, let's do another winner. Tyrone's gone. Start. Confirm. 1 shuffle. 2 shuffles. 3 shuffles. Start. Come on. 3, 2, 1. Daniel Ruggiero. I know Daniel. Come on, Daniel. Big C, I'm on a plane right now. I paid for Wi-Fi for this. Big C, then I hope you win. Daniel, are you here? Get him out of here. Abe, it seems like everybody's dead, huh? Seems like I wouldn't be the only one. Next. He's gone. Wait, I think, well, it doesn't matter. He's not here, so he's not winning, but I want to say this is the dude, no, it's not. Never mind. All right, he's done. Let's go. Come on. I need a winner here. I got some work to do. One shuffle. Two shuffles. Three shuffles. Come on. No limit. I just commented on the chat, dude. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wait. Could I not chat because of Jeff Martin? Jeff, I know Jeff is one of our great viewers. He always comments after. Come on. Come on, Jeff. Wait, that's because I'm not a member. Is that why my comment didn't come? Did my comment show up? It should have. Look, there it is. It did come through. Okay. Yeah, I'm a moderator. I was going to say. Jeff Martin, are you here? No Jeff, huh? Let me post the link. Let me post the link. Is that channel about grass growing? No, it's about balding, Crow. It's about balding. I have a PhD in that. All right, here we go. Thank you, Twiz. Thank you, Twiz. Here we go. All right. One shuffle. No, one shuffle. Two shuffles. Three shuffles. Start. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Joel Puguero. Come on, Joel. Come on, Joel. Wayne, I'm aware. I'm aware, Wayne. Too close to Joel Embiid. I like that. Turn that on. All right. I don't see him in here. I know this guy though. He's not a noble. He's not a confirm. 1, 2, 3. Start. 4, 3, 2, 1. All cards. What the hell? That's a next. That's going to be a next. All cards, are you here? Done. Look at Ian East crying about the giveaway length. Ian, that's fine. You don't have to stick around. Your prize will be given to the next person. See you, Ian. Start. Here we go. 1 shuffle, 2 shuffles, 3 shuffles. Start. Oh my God, all cards is here. All cards is here. Stop the new giveaway. There he is. All cards. Why have I never seen you in my life? Are you a lurker? All cards. All cards. I got you, man. I'm not flaking. If you're here, you win. I didn't think you were going to be here because I've never seen your name in my life. I'm not going to lie to you, man. I didn't think you were going to be here. He's here. All cards. I got you, brother. How can I connect with you? All right. All cards. I got a shirt and a beanie for you. Okay. All cards. How can I connect with you? I watch every morning. Awesome, man. I know not all of our people are chatters. I get that. I understand that. I appreciate your support, man. I got the shirt for you, all cards, and the beanie. Now, how can I connect with you? Also, do you want to pick your beanie? You want to pick your beanie, my guy? All cards, are you here? I got this beanie. Eagles. I got white. Okay. I got black. Black and green. And I got green with like black writing, so it's a little different than this one. And then I got this. Which one you want? Which one you want? The black one's fire. That's what I agree with, Wayne. Black one's my favorite. People like the white one, though. Black and Kelly Green. Good pick, my friend. Good pick. All right, all cards. Now you just have to give me a way to message you. And you can email me if you'd like. But please do it now so that I can confirm it's you because, you know, somebody might email me and act like they're you. They're not. Black Kelly Green. All right, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get the Fly Saquon Fly shirt. It's a 2XL, but I don't know what size you are. That might work or might not work, but it's all I got. If you're not going to wear it, please let me know and I'll try and figure out something. If it will go to the never wear pile, just message me. I don't want to send, you know what I mean? I'd rather give it away to somebody else and then give you something. Let me know when you email me, all right? Let me know when you email me. Or if you have an X, then you reach out to me on there. Okay? Reach out to me on there. Gilpin. Good stuff. You work for yourself, Gilpin. That's cool. Glisten says, my work doesn't allow me to watch very often. It's good that you check in. I appreciate you, Glisten. What size are the hats? Dank, they're all snapbacks. All snapbacks, brother. And the beanies are, beanies are beanies. All right? A beanie's a beanie. Do they make extra big beanies? I don't think so. No Limit. X. No Limit. Are you on Twitter? I'm giving away one of the Diana jackets on Twitter. No limit. Go and follow me on X. Okay, good. That's not the repost, by the way. That's not the repost, everybody. Everybody's tagging somebody in that like it's All right. I'm gonna put that Dank, I'll get something for you. Y'all got noggins. Chrome dome head. That's hilarious, bonehead. Wayne, I'm doing it over on my X account. Wayne, are you listening? Are you listening, Wayne? All right, here we go. Eagles starter jacket. Who's ready for the starter jacket? Make sure you guys follow the right account on X. I wanted it to be Zander Krause Show, but it's too many characters, they said. I'm like, F you. This is the jacket. I tried it on already for you guys. All right. This is a large.